character to this session tonight?
No, not tonight. Maybe in 2 weeks if we need it. So, hello and welcome to the City of Veridia campaign that has been set in a steampunk industrial city. Tonight we have with us Arias.
Hello.
We have a Flaps.
Hello, Chaos Goblins.
We have an Omega.
Yup.
And we have a Turtle. Whose responses are just as slow sometimes, but it's all good. We know the reasons why.
Let me put some headphones on so you don't have to hear the budgie in the background.
We also apparently are being joined by a budgie in the background. So, with that one out the way, let's get on with the recap from the last session. In the City of Veridia last time, you found yourselves with your new manager of the Clockwork Cadaver, Lillian de Cruel, someone who has been blessed with a couple of simulacrums to help her get about her day. She arrived and made her presence known to you all, offering to manage the establishment alongside with her simulacrums, and demonstrated her utility by casting mending on the bar and tables, although Jeff did decide to re-add some character by peppering the table with birdshot from your shotgun. Lillian proposed a partnership. She would handle the bar's operations and supply chain in exchange for contacts and resources to help clean up the city's corruption on behalf of Lord Albrecht and Roland, the two mediators, as it were, between the benefactors that are yet to be discovered. Lillian shared some crucial intelligence with you as a party regarding a funeral that had been held earlier that morning, yesterday, for the right hand of Zivrix, who unfortunately passed under some auspicious circumstances. Kobolds lined the streets leading up to the Palapala mortuary, where a tense standoff occurred. During the commotion, a purple tendril-like entity emerged from the body and glooped itself into a crystal held by one of the other party that was involved in that incident. And she also warned you that James from the constabulary was looking for the party at Crossover Street in the south of the City of Veridia. Negotiations kind of turned a bit chaotic at the bar, but we won't go over those, where Jeff was partially offended by Lillian's advances and sealed himself away in the genie bottle, to which Hexalon then promptly decided to go and try and hide it and seal it in the downstairs basement area. More to the point, in the latrine down there. However, the use of Charm Person convinced Hexalon to retrieve it. And I'm sorry, Flaps, but you are going to have to shut that bird up. Because it's really piercing through the audio here. But I'll let you manage that one in your own time. Anyway, long story short, you trekked through the city, not even questioning what other modes of transport there may be, but you decided to take a good 45 minutes to walk and meet James at the designated corner of Crossover Street. And James was there at the designated corner where the lamppost was inexplicably lit at midday. James led you from there to a nondescript building that served as his private office, and the space was cluttered with files and books appearing smaller on the inside than out. It was weird, tight, very, very compact. There was a small incident with Jeff's imp, who, Wilson, went invisible and caused a distraction by knocking over a jar of fireflies whilst invisible. James filed a report on the Kobold incident under the label of misunderstandings before then turning and continuing negotiations with you. To which he showed you a vinyl disc like object, which had a crystalline structure within it. This, not only could it play audio, but the crystalline structure, when light reflected off of it in a certain way, could project an image to go along with the sound. And you've seen what the memory lamps are now capable of, but what he had was just a copy of a master disc. He asked you to bury the copy of the disc in the archives, where basically things are held for about 7 or 8 years, give or take, before they're then burned and gotten rid of. Seems to be more of a place that's used as a warehouse for buried cases, however, when you arrived. So, with that, you went in to where you were supposed to go to bury this, and you heard the sound of some automatons behind a door. Year 7. You opened the door, saw the automatons, saw a large body that you didn't want to inquire about on the floor, dead behind them.
No, we made a tactical retreat.
And you saw the purple tendrils, the purple ooze that was coming out from this body leaking. You heard the automatons calling out containment breach, and when one of them saw you, witnesses not authorized. And you made that, you lot are calling it a tactical retreat. The way I heard it, you ran for your lives because you were scared and did not want to deal with it. Either way, whichever is the correct means of your exit from the building in a rather hurried way, you left Jeff behind, who was still in his bottle. More to the point, Wilson dropped Jeff, obeying a command directly given. The imp got out. Jeff had to come out from his bottle and deal with one of the automatons, and managed to get some black sludge that had been left behind from the body, and then promptly walked out with a smirk on his face before getting punched by one of you, knocked unconscious, and dragged for the 45-minute walk back to the Clockwork Cadaver, intentionally being dragged through
in my defense, I
various...
thought it was
Yeah,
an enemy.
deliberately being dragged through various piles of horse manure en route. As it stands, you are at the Clockwork Cadaver. You managed to get a key to the archives. That is on the Hexblade. I believe he still holds the key. You have a Jeff who was bruised, very much so, at least if not in person, but in pride. And after tending the wounds and preparing for the evening rush and entertainment, you went home, you had a long rest, and you're meeting back up in the Clockwork Cadaver early the next morning.
Jeff got revenge.
That's correct, you did. So, as you all arrive at your humble abode and establishment that is, and I need to change the map for the screen, bear with, I believe it's that one. As you arrive back at the Clockwork Cadaver, you find yourselves sitting down at the empty tables. Well, almost empty. Lillian's standing behind the bar, and you've got a couple of patrons in the far corner that are slowly sipping on some oil de crude, I believe it's labelled as on the menu. But what are you doing as you settle in?
Jeff is getting whiskey.
Lillian looks up and pours you a glass of whiskey, runs it down the bar towards you, and picks up a cloth and starts carefully cleaning an already clean glass in slow, deliberate circles.
Hexalon has grabbed himself a rather large picture of crude oil and has gone sitting in a corner, very quietly drinking, very much keeping himself to himself.
Fair enough. Turtle, what are you doing? What is your character doing, I should say?
Did I just hear a dog growl?
No, there's no dogs in here.
I swear I heard a growl. That for a loop. I think Lauren would probably just be doing the same as Jeff. He would have gotten a drink and just waited to see what we got to do next.
Fair enough. And Omega,
Yeah.
you enter the tavern, seeing that same scene before you. Axelon in the corner, drinking his crude. Jeff and what's your character's name again, Turtle? Sorry, I do apologise.
Severin.
Severin. Jeff and Severin just observing what's going on, whilst Lillian is just standing there polishing glasses in small, slow, deliberate circles.
Okay. I am going to approach the table with the two of them. With the two people, with two of the group that I know. Just, hey guys, how are you doing?
Oh well, we're just getting a drink here at the bar, you know.
Anything interesting happen?
Oh, you know, robots, tentacles, the usual stuff in a dumb place like this. What about you?
Just as a little note, Tim, I wasn't there for any of this.
Nope, but I'm
No,
pretty sure you're about to be filled in.
Yeah, no. Well, I was at the docks yesterday, finishing up something. So,
Oh, I see. Well, you know, we had a fight with some robots, some tentacles, some vampires, and some kobolds. You know, the stuff you get up to usually for fun.
you see his face go lower and lower and lower, and then like, I wish I was there, kind of face. Like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I think there
Indeed.
are more tendrils and not tentacles.
Ah,
But yeah.
they're purple, long, wiggly. They're tentacles.
Well, it seems like you guys had an eventful day yesterday.
Oh yeah, well, the kobolds and the vampires, it didn't happen all on the same day. The robots and the tentacles, for sure, happened all on the same day.
Hmm?
Lillian looks up. She's leaning back against the bar now, and a glass is slowly turning in her hand as she keeps an eye on you, listening to what you say. It all did happen on the same day, you know. You went out in the afternoon, like late morning, early afternoon. The funeral was in the morning before you lot went out.
No, I wasn't there for the funeral.
No, none of you were. Our counterparts in the Black Honey Meadery were. They are a rather effective bunch sometimes. I was thinking, what would you say if we spoke with my simulacrum over there, got them to close down the Black Honey Meadery and come over here? Join
You
you
mean
lots.
combine?
Yeah, surely having more people on the team that you can call upon for any particular job would be a useful trait, would it not? A useful thing for your group? You do seem to be
Now,
running short and scared on occasions.
counter offer. You
Mhm.
run both bars, and we profit from both bars.
That's just putting more work on her.
Yeah, she got like 4 of herself. She'll be fine. That was like her whole selling point, was that she could do a lot.
But
Oh,
that
I
doesn't
can.
make like.
Her whole selling point was that she could do a lot, and she's got like 4 of her.
Okay.
And she got, well, Jeff will like point down, you know.
Lillian sighs. Without looking at anyone in particular amongst the group of you, she simply says, well, I think you lot are about to be late.
Late?
Wait for what?
The words land flat, almost idle, as though they belong to a completely different conversation entirely. She sets the glass down on the counter with a soft clink against the wood and adjusts it a fraction of an inch, so it sits perfectly aligned with the edge of the bar. My understanding is that you've picked up another job off of James at the same time, correct?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, after a few drinks last night, you lot were all too happy to talk about it. So I believe you have a heist to plan.
Oh, a heist.
He just looks so confused. Looks at one person, looks at the other person, looks back at Hexlong, who's in a corner. What the
Oh,
Yeah, no one
hell?
told,
Jeff,
no one
Jeff is
told me about a heist.
Jeff is gonna reach over the bar, grab a pen and a napkin, and start writing Ocean's 13 and underlines it.
He's even more
Yeah,
confused. Like,
I
what
think
did
we
I
should
miss?
rename it. It needs to be renamed Ocean's Tentacles. We're dealing with tentacle creatures.
Oh, that is true. Oh, he's gonna scratch out 13 and write tentacles.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
God. You lot are gonna above table here. You lot are gonna be in for such a shock when you finally find out what's going on here. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Young couple.
Oh dear. Anyway, back into it. Well, you see, Lanternwrights have a habit, and whatever this heist is that you lot have to plan for, one thing that I can say is I'm fairly sure if the Grey Mantle Constabulary is involved with planning a heist and or getting other people to do their dirty work for them, that is probably to do with information from the Lanternwrights. Would that be an accurate assumption?
It will. I think you'd know more about it, but probably. Well, one can always think.
She picks up another glass and turns it in her hand, studying it as though there's something hidden in the curves of the glass, seemingly not reacting.
I'm gonna need another picture of Chris.
A faint smile touches her lips as she pulls down a picture from up on one of the shelves that's hanging and turns to one of the barrels behind her, opens the tap, and you see the thick black sludge of crude begin to pour in, half filled, 3/4 filled. She stops the tap, turns, reaches under the bar and pulls out a bottle of vodka and pours it into the crude, gives it a mix to break it down, and then she pulls out a fresh cut piece of lemon, rubs it around the rim of the picture, and then passes it over. Oil de crude? Oil de crude.
You take your oil with a lemon.
You should try it. It's actually really nice.
I don't think we're actually able to drink the oil, but
Water with lemon is pretty good. So I suppose it would work, but I ain't no dirty, rusty bucket of bolts, so I have to pass on the oil.
that seems very.
Well, he was very rude to me last night, so
I mean, that's a
Hexlon
fair
just
comment.
Hexlon basically ignores you and takes a massive swig.
Well then, I guess we have to plan for
the heist.
that. I don't think, one-on-one I'm planning something like this. You don't scream it out loud that you're planning it.
Yeah, generally that's a good idea. Not to talk about it in
Thinking-
public eye.
Nah. Well,
And she
Thinking ain't Jeff's
looks
strong point.
she looks over at the other two that are currently finishing off their glasses of oil de crude. And she looks at them. That's it, you've had your lot. Time to pack up. And she gives them a wink. And you see these two warforged
other
bodies
two wolf in here.
stand up. You see them stand up and shuffle over, put their glasses down on the bar, and walk out. Lillian steps over to the door, if you can even call it that, and bolts the swing doors shut. She then reaches up and pulls down what appears to be a metal shutter, clanking all the way down as it hits the ground with a heavy thud. Well, we've got to tell them.
Slurred speech.
Yep.
Hexlon looks up. Hey, looking.
Can I do something retrospectively? Because
Yeah.
I wanted to do it. Can I insight check them if the two warforged, if they heard what we were talking about?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'm looking for. Well, I can't really say facial reactions, can't I? Because they're warforges. They don't have really facial reaction.
Yep. And that's the reason why they're drinking oil de crude.
I have a +1 to what kind of?
Oh, I thought I was a cleric. I am not a cleric. My bad. I forgot what classes I was playing for a second.
Dog.
Oh dear.
I know my character. I forgot what classes I was playing. To be honest, I ain't a wisdom boy, that's for sure.
So, what was your roll there?
9.
Okay, on a 9. You're not too certain of what's going on there, to be fair. They're not giving off any sort of information about what they have or haven't heard, etc. So
Hmm.
just remove Jeff from the board here.
Moving Jeff for.
Make Jeff die.
I could
There
do
we
that.
go. Yeah, so you're not too certain if they overheard anything, but the shutters are down now, and Lillian turns and looks at you all. Faint smile, once again touching her lips. You see, not only do I have to take these security measures, but I've taken the liberty of sending a message to the Emberglass foundries, asking them for some of their latest and greatest privacy glass. Stuff that the Lanternwrights can't record through, even if light is getting in.
So, what are we stealing?
Well,
That is the question.
If I'm not mistaken, it's not that we're stealing. It's more of we're replacing.
Ooh,
Fancy man
placing.
terms for stealing.
So, are we stealing lanterns? Are we
Yeah,
stealing the
kinda.
archives?
I think it was we have to steal the original disc James had showed us and replace it with a fake.
Oh, good old Indiana Jones type situation.
What?
No,
Who?
don't worry about it.
Who?
Don't worry about it. He's
No
it's
sense
not
to me.
important. It's not
Who in the
important.
hell would make that?
Lillian looks up at you and simply says, I didn't know you were so well versed in the theatre.
Who would name their
Oh,
kid Indiana?
yes, the theater.
Yeah, it just sounds really stupid, doesn't it?
Something
Well-
like that.
Well, you're not too far off. Only difference is rather than ancient relics, this is a modern piece of equipment.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
I have been talking with James. This morning he popped by at about 4 a.m. before his shift started at 5. And he advised me that there would be some difficulties.
Oh, fun.
But there is something that could make your job easier, he mentioned.
Okay.
Which would be
Well, first of all, the Lanternwrights have a bad habit. They don't keep things that they're afraid of.
oh, I see.
They pass them
Okay.
on.
That's the one to who?
Pass them on to who?
Now you're asking the right question. In 3 days from now, something is going to be leaving their hands. She picks up another glass, turns it, studies it, wipes off a couple of specks and smudges from the outside of the glass and puts it back on the counter, ready for the next drink. Long story short, it's important enough to be delivered. It's important enough that it's not going to stay buried in a vault. She leans back against the bar once again. Subtle but deliberate movement, shifting her weight just enough to suggest she's now fully part of the conversation. Council level.
Are we going to need to distract anyone to get this item?
Well, how you do
Hey.
this is entirely up to you.
We could put Jeff in a dress.
Oh yeah, wait, hold on. I need to actually
Oh.
manage my spells. This is
Yeah.
actually really important.
I will say, if we know where the meetup is supposed to be for this handoff, I might have a way of getting it if we know who's getting it. If you can give me exact details on what they look like and what they would be wearing at that time, I can pretty much become them for a bit and take it
Very-
as them.
Very useful skill to have, no doubt. Long story
Hello.
short, in 3 days there's going to be a vital piece of evidence, apparently, that is going to be travelling to the council offices. And then from there, well, we all know what happens to the truth in this city, don't we?
Bye bye.
Bye-bye is one way of putting it.
The truth dies with all those who die with it.
She sets another glass down, having finished cleaning it, and looks at you all. Well, there is a very important piece of information that is being delivered from the archives through an underground tunnel that'll then come up onto the streets, will then travel through the streets until it reaches the council's quarter, the council district here, and then once it's in the council's quarter, it will then be disappearing back underground to head to the councillor's vaults, at which point it will be gone forever. The room around you seems to tighten in its atmosphere as she speaks these words. You can tell that she is she's not trying to hide it, but she is being subtle. But you can tell that she is drawing on her experience with magic to create an atmosphere that is feeling tighter, feeling a little darker, feeling a little more urgent in its nature. If it reaches them, she says quietly, it stops being truth.
Well,
If
I
it
don't.
disappears, they will notice. If it breaks, they'll react. But if it arrives exactly where it's expected to be, her gaze flicks across the room, not quite meeting anyone's eyes at this time, and she goes silent.
I'm not one for the darker side of life. I'm not used to the criminal activities, but I have a certain set of skills, and if you need muscle or someone to do the things that need to be done, I can provide the muscle.
This is your heist. This is your job. There's nothing that I can do other than maybe get you some supplies and information.
Oh no, that wasn't to you, darling. That was to the group in general.
So they're moving something. This is going to be trouble.
I think our best bet is to.
I mean, we need to know what they're moving.
Oh, I think you know what they're moving. Otherwise, James wouldn't have spoken
well-
about it.
People.
The disc, you dimwit. And you see the scowl on her face. The first time Lillian has shown any sort of real frustration with you, and the
If
glare
Jeff is the
is
brain,
piercing.
Well,
if Jeff is the brains behind this operation, we're screwed.
We're fine.
Not exactly the word I was looking for, but the gist of what I'm trying to get at is our best option. We know they are going to be underground at least twice. Our best option is to get them the first time they're under. We won't have to worry about any observers above ground, so we at least have 2 chances of getting them without being noticed.
By the
Sure.
time they
Yes.
get the problem that you're going to run into, by the time they get to the council's quarter, where it disappears underground the second time, that tunnel is heavily guarded because it leads directly to the vault, even though it's another half mile underground.
Alright, so we have 1 chance to get them without any onlookers. Or we can go pure chaos and grab them above ground, which could bring on some extra guardsmen and such to come to help them.
Are any
Well-
of you versed in the magical arts?
what if
A small bit.
we wait for them inside the vault?
How are we gonna get in the vault?
We have no way.
We break in, obviously.
Why
It's not a
would
heist
we?
if you don't break into a vault, of course.
That's I don't know what kind of heist you're going on about.
As Jeff is talking about going into the vault, basically breaking into the vault somehow, Severin is just going to somewhat answer to someone knowing magic. He's going to wave his hand, and a spark is just going to appear into his hand and start to make like a bit of a fireball, a bit of a flame appear. I got our arcane capabilities covered, if that's what you're meaning. And then he'll just close his hand around it and extinguish it.
Do your arcane abilities stretch towards illusion?
I can do some illusion on myself and possibly Well, no, more of myself.
Well, my
Also,
idea
cast a
was,
bit of darkness to no one will see us.
oh, actually, my idea could work. My idea would have been for you to cast an illusion on the tunnel, but if you could only set an illusion on yourself, how about you cast yourself as one of the guards for this group that are carrying the item, and we could take out one of the guards of the group which you would replace.
I
We
will
could
need
then you
exact details on what they look like,
fair, and
or at
then
least see them.
once you've replaced the guard, we could get you to lead them to a alternate tunnel. We would have already set up a way to track them.
Lillian's gaze.
It was essentially my idea of I can take on the guise of someone who they hand it off to. But if they're bringing it all the way to the vault, that'll be a little tricky because it won't be a handoff. It's just a full-on envoy to deliver.
True, but they're underground 2 times. So the first time they're underground, we get you to replace one of the guards, then lead them to a alternate route underground to where they need to go the second time. And this alternate route we will have trapped.
Lillian's gaze is stern and firm as you're saying this. No, I don't think that'll work. The exit from the Lanternwrights is sealed. Your only option is going to be above ground. When they are delivering things like this to the council, where when it arrives, it no longer is the truth, and things once again just belong to the city. You're gonna be slightly screwed. They will exit from the tunnels. Their normal pattern is to exit from the tunnels, follow the tram lines through the town, because where better to act and travel with precious cargo than amongst the busiest of the streets in this city? They would follow the tram tracks to the council district, and then there they would go back underground. The problem is, if their MO is the same as it always is, you won't know who the guards are, who's watching, who's where, because they'll just look like the rest of the crowd. Never once has a Lanternwright on a journey of delivery ever worn their uniform. That much information I can give you for free.
I don't know. I just read something like it in a Penny Dreadful and thought it was an idea.
It's an idea, but getting into it underground is going to be difficult.
I have a spell which can.
Help us a little bit, which is conjure cover. And I can just create
Ooh,
some
so do I.
cover. I can just create some cover that's at least 3 foot tall and 5 foot wide.
Severin, sorry. Your character took an imprint of a disc, did it not?
Yeah.
Lillian looks at you. I believe you have a means of replacing it, don't you?
He'll think for a bit and go, yeah, I think it should be. Wax mold should be dried enough. Probably recreate a copy of sorts.
Well, whilst you go and create a blank copy, I think the rest of the party needs to work out how they're going to replace the disc. From what I can tell, their MO is normally the same every time. They travel the same routes, they travel the same tracks. Every lamppost has been replaced with memory lamps en route. So it is covered and it is watching, and I can guarantee you every lamp will be lit and recording. There are a few blind spots on the routes, but I'll let you figure out what those are. However,
Can we get a cape made of the same material? Yeah, I got the glass made.
she looks at you questioningly.
Severin is doing the same thing. His head slowly turning to look at Jeff like, what the hell did he just say?
What? You
Well,
want a glass
You
cape?
see, right? So it picks up light, right? And it's glass,
No,
right? Right?
glass
It
don't
blocks whatever it
bend.
picks up. So I was thinking that if you
Yeah,
had a
because
cape that also blocks light, they won't be able to record you, and it'd be easier to be all stealthy like.
Maybe you shouldn't be thinking. If That's the idea I'm coming up with.
Maybe you should leave the thinking. Maybe stop, please.
Lillian ponders what you've just said for a moment. Well, I don't think that the possibilities are impossible, but I don't think that the material they're using is commonly known at the moment. It's a refractive crystal that they're embedding into the glass. So if you were to get a cloak like that, it'd be extremely heavy, not to mention extremely fragile.
Did you say there were blind spots and security systems?
There are a few lampposts that they've not been able to change out en route, yes. Namely at one of the major crossroads in the city centre.
Where is the quietest blind spot located?
The quietest parts of the road and the route, it's mostly straight, but there will be a point where they normally stop briefly, and that is where those crossroads are, and that's only stopping whilst they change those that are watching from the crowd.
I was going to say, if we could find a blind spot that's quiet enough that doesn't have too much people around, myself and my companion here could both cast Conjure Cover and set up a trapped area with enough cover for us to, in order to initiate an attack.
I would suggest you get a survey of the land and the road, of which is not covered by the lamps, by the Lanternwrights memory lamps yet. I would suggest you do some investigating. You have 3 days before
sounds like a
this
plan.
happens.
That would be 6 5-foot long, 3-foot high segments of cover. We could use those to create a good series of barriers to block the road.
See, but at that point, we have to time it perfectly when they're changing the guards. When they're changing the watchers, is probably the only way, even though it's like at the crossroads, that's probably the only time we're going to have possibly just them, just the people transporting it.
But we could use the Conjure Cover to block off all 4 roads at the same time, trapping them in the middle.
Conjure Cover's concentration, that will not work. We can only cast it twice.
Yes, you cast once, I cast once.
Yeah, and then there's another road that's still... Is it 4 roads, like an actual like cross, or is it just...
It is an actual crossroads. There are
Okay,
4
great.
roads that lead
Yeah,
into
no,
it.
so we can't...
I suggest once again that you go on the beat, walk the path, follow the tram lines, work out what's there.
DM, just a little out of character question. Is it illegal to walk on top of the roofs?
Is there a what? Sorry.
Is it illegal? Let's say I wanted to go on top of of
Do a little
building.
parkour.
Yes, to inspect.
Technically, it's not illegal, but it is highly frowned upon unless you are a runner in the city. The runners
you'd be a
in the
noob.
the runners in the city of Veridia, as you know, would be the types that delivering news and messages at high speed across the town when systems are failing, when communication lines are not being picked up properly, or whatever the case is, or if something important needs to get there fast and it's a physical package. There are routes on the roofs that are used for that sort of purpose. And I think the closer above table, so I think the closest I could possibly put it to is if you've played Mirror's Edge,
Yeah.
but imagine the City of Glass being a steampunk city instead.
Okay. I can actually work with this. Very much so.
Yeah. You could do the roof, I could patrol the road. Together
I
we should
can't.
get a complete map.
I would like to get a more aerial view of it.
Yeah, you do the roof route, I'll do the road route of the trams. We should be able to get a complete picture.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go to glass workers and see about recreating this disc. Get that dealt with quick.
Mm-hmm.
Take Jeff with you. Keep him out of trouble.
Don't
All right,
you
well then,
don't you know someone at the Emberglass Foundry? Lillian looks at you inquisitively.
Jeff or Turtle?
Turtle.
I don't know. Does Severin know anyone from the Emperor Glass?
Think of the other campaign in the City of Veridia and the characters that are there.
Big DM hint.
Yeah, my character from there knows Speck's character, but I don't know if Severin knows him.
No, but Lillian does, and she gives you a wink.
And I mean, I think there's a few people that might be able to help us. You can always just see. So, and Severin's going to look between Hexalon and Kane and then reach up, and he's just going to pull one of his teeth out and then toss it to Kane.
Cat's
Hold
like,
on to that.
oh.
There's no blood or anything. It just pops off, and it has a slight little, just like the smallest little linger of shadow magic attached to it. Yes, I know it's a little creepy, but it'll let me speak to you if need be, at least once.
Ew.
Oh,
That's what I can do at the
I
moment.
will keep the creepy tooth.
You won't have to worry. Once I use it, it'll be gone. It's the only means of communication I have for distance at the moment.
Fair enough.
I'll take it and put it in my
It
pouch.
looks no above table. The tooth is essentially pristine. It has no blood or anything to it. It just looks like a perfectly preserved, pearly white tooth.
No. I fully understand that. It's just you're giving
Yeah.
someone a tooth is the reaction that's happening. Not the
The three choices the thing gives me that I could use for is a strand of hair, a fingernail, or a tooth.
Oh, so you went for the obvious non-creepy one then,
It was either the tooth or I'm biting off a fingernail.
or the
The
you know
hair would be a little tricky for people to notice. That one would be good for like if you're setting it somewhere or playing it onto someone, placing it onto someone.
What happens when you run out of teeth?
Once I use it, it vanishes from existence, and I regrow whatever I removed.
Okay, yeah, that's just creepy. Can we move on
Okay.
from this weird conversation?
Let's just put it this way:
Kind of weird.
Lillian.
my parents made a deal. They went back on the deal. I was the results of the broken deal.
Lillian straightens up and pushes away from the bar and moves a few steps to another section, already reaching for yet more glasses that she is polishing up. Another task, and the shift is subtle but absolute. Your moment with
Right.
her has passed, whether you're ready or
So
not.
I'm going to map the trams on foot. You're going to map the trams by a roof.
Mhm.
Creepy Tooth Man is taking Jeff there to go get a coffee or something.
Yep.
All right. We have stage one of Plan B.
Stage one of something.
I'm guessing that it will be within a 10-mile radius of what we're doing. Correct?
You will be running from the east side of the town, following the tram routes, noting where the Lanternwrights lamps, the memory lamps, are and are not. You'll be following it all the way across to the west side of town. The investigation and following the beat and the path, discovering where the exit is that they come up out of the tunnels from. The whole thing is going to take at least a day.
I was meaning like for the Erie token, I have a 10-mile radius of using it.
Yep.
So that's what I was meaning. It better get it be within. If I've got to use it, need that at least. If not, then nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, let's get going.
Let's get cracking.
I'll see you back here tonight.
Be safe with that one as he points to the crazy
Something what, Jeff? What's happening there?
If it comes to it, I'll just leave them behind.
Sacrifice them to the outer gods.
Fair enough.
Whoa.
We will start. We will start the rest of the session with the Emberglass Foundry, and as you, Severin, and Jeff are heading up to the Emberglass Foundry, taking a beat on the route to notice various different things. There is a distinct change of atmosphere. About halfway through your journey, it begins to rain. The rain pounding against the cobbled streets and the steel and brass piping that's on the buildings, hitting the rooftops overhead with a constant patter. Not anything that you're not used to, but definitely annoying on a day like today when you just wanted to stay dry. But that will be irrelevant soon
All
as
right.
you hit the district where the industry is. But on your journey, you find that there are some busy streets packed with people, market stalls, shops open, yelling and shouting of individuals trying to vie for your attention as you continue your journey to the Emberglass district. Roads and streets narrow and widen at various points. Lanterns, some lit, some not, in the middle of the day as the rain begins to get heavier and heavier. It's one of those days where whatever soot and smog was in the air is being washed down with the rain. You're kinda used to it by now. It's still horrible. Sticky. Leaves a residue almost on your clothes. But then again, that's Veridia. That is the price of progress in this steampunk environment. In the city that has developed technologies beyond most of the rest of the lands in Albion here. But you make your way and you follow the tram tracks for a little bit, but then you carve off to the left and north to the Emberglass Foundry, where you will find that the streets go from cobblestones to flat paving. It's a bit smoother to walk on, but the streets are just as busy. Only now what was once a distant hammering is now constant there in your ears, either side of you, steam vents blowing off every so often at random intervals, almost like it's creating its own sense of harmony in this area as you wander on and wander through, trying to find a location where you can get what you need. Jeff, Severin,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Jeff is just gonna follow and Severin is his bottle in hand. He doesn't know the the glass maker, but maybe he'll find somebody really cool.
Very rarely I come here. So left, right.
So, roll me an investigation check, please.
Jeff or Severin?
Both of you, or one with advantage.
I got a.
The highest was 10.
Yep. I had gotten a 10.
It takes you.
Point.
It takes you the better part of an hour for you to find somewhere that you can actually consider a viable option. But there above the door stands a small sign that simply reads plastics and vinyls. And on the opposite side, glassware and accessories.
Intriguing. Well, I think I'll check out the glassware and accessories because I do think that I might be finding what we are looking for in there.
For above table, for the fish that we had gotten that I took the mold of.
Yep.
Is it usually always made from glass, or do they do it and make it into vinyl and all that?
So,
well.
from what you, because I recall your investigation roll was 23 from last session. Don't ask me how I remember these details, but I do. You actually discovered that your The disc itself was a plastic vinyl with
Okay.
random grooves and things dug into it and carved into the plastics, whilst it had an inlay of a crystalline structure, and then a very, very, very fine film that ran over the top of it to keep it all in place. It was almost like it was made of, as we would know it, Bakelite.
This would be more of, would go with something that he would probably utilize with some of his little innate abilities and stuff. Would I have any set knowledge of, like, my idea is he's probably not going to go in there as himself. He's most definitely going to use his disguise self and take on a guise of a visage of someone he would have known
Okay.
that would possibly get through with this. So I'm looking for, like, would I have, like, information on random, somewhat high-end fella that looks like he would be able to just walk in and ask, I need you to make a copy of this mold. It's for my wife. She's really pissed off. The original got broken. Can you fix it? Kind of thing. Instead of just being like some guy off the street. Essentially look like I would have the money and would actually have, like, it would be like you're taking in a good computer and having him, like, repair it or some shit for, like, if
Yeah. As you enter into this small shop with your mold in hand, asking these questions, you begin to look around and you see all sorts of weird and wonderful items that are on the shelves. Things that have been made to look like transparent, like glass, but aren't. They're plasticky, but still transparent. You see various bits and pieces like what appears to be beads and other random sort of assortments of the sort of thing that craft fairs and craftwork traders would want. As you come around the corner, you see a shelf which has some quite sturdy glass in front of it, and it's locked. And you see inside that there is a small little trophy, as it were. Inventor of the Year award is what it says. And next to it is a disc, not too dissimilar to what you are looking for. The person behind the counter looks up at you and you see him there. And as he's staring up at you with some deep greenish coloured eyes, short, stocky frame, quite well built and muscly, you realise that the dwarf, although it appears to be tall, is sitting on a very, very tall stool. Hey, I can see what I could do with that. You said it's broken. I'm sorry. How's it broken? Looks like a mold to me.
you got me confused 1 second. Hell, I was asking if my character would have been able to do.
Sorry, you're breaking up, Turtle. Can you try that again? Whilst we wait for Turtle to come back, Jeff, you've wandered in with Severin at the same time. Is there anything that you're interested in?
Is this the vinyl shop or the glass and accessories shop?
This would be the vinyls, the plastics and vinyls shop to
Jeff
begin
went
with.
off to
The glass.
the glass and accessories.
Ah, fair enough. So you enter into the glass and accessories shop opposite to where Severin's gone. And as you step inside, you are bedazzled by the reflections of various well-placed lights in this room, as it reflects off of various chandeliers and other wonderful assortment of coloured glass goods that are available here. It's a beautiful sight.
Okay.
There's a woman standing behind the counter, fairly young, but at the same time fairly short and stocky once again. You can tell she's a dwarf. She's got a very, very proud beard, and she looks up at you. And what does a fine young gentleman like yourself want in this place? How can I assist you?
Hey, how you doing? Well, now I have quite a bit of an odd request. Have you ever heard of privacy glass?
Oh, that's that newfangled thing, yes. It came out about a week or so ago. I'm surprised words travelled so fast. It's
Oh,
only
yeah.
those that are in the know. Unfortunately, I don't
I
have any myself.
okay. Well, no matter that you don't have any yourself, how would you fancy making a cape of this?
Making a cape out of privacy glass.
Yeah.
I think you're slightly off your rocker.
Well,
How do you
and
think this would work? Tell me your idea.
well, I would think that a glass craftswoman such as yourself would know, but that's beside the point. No matter that. So you take the glass and you magic it together with the fiber,
Let me
and then
let me
boom,
stop you right there, love, because
privacy glass.
first of all, you can't magic glass and fibre together. Don't work.
Well,
What
have you ever tried?
we have, trust us, we've tried everything to get glass and fibres to work because there are some crazy fashion designers out there and they try everything under the sun. But the biggest problem is not that we can't do it, it's that the minute you tap it on something solid, it breaks.
Well, no matter that, I'm a very careful gentleman, as you can see, and he just like gestures to all of them.
Well, I think you're in the wrong part of town. But I tell you what,
And what's the right
what.
part of town?
Well, the right part of town would be probably the textiles shop a few doors down.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. Have you ever tried blowing glass before?
I can't say that I have, other than one time spring trip to a factory in my younger days.
Well, you see, the problem that you're going to have is as the glass is being blown, it's going to have to be blown over the woven cloak as it's being woven. So you're going to have a very, very, very unique set of tools to do this. Because not only do you have to blow the glass, but you have to keep the glass flowing and you have to keep the weave of that cloak weaving all at the same time. And it's going to have to be done in one single smooth transaction. Otherwise, it won't work. That way, you might be able to weave the glass into fibres with the fibres, and you might get something that may be a bit less fragile. The problem is, no one I'm aware of has any equipment like this. However, I am sure if you speak to the gnomish inventors that drum up all these crazy ideas and give them the idea, pretty sure if you give it about 6 months or so, they might come up with a machine that could do something like that.
I don't think we have 6 months, but let me confirm with my compatriots.
Oh, mind your head.
I'll get back to you.
Mind your head. That chandelier's a little bit low.
And Jeff looks up at it and bonks his head on it. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No harm,
I'm
no
not
foul,
used to being
nothing's
the tallest
broken.
person around.
No harm, no foul, nothing's broken. But, yeah, mind your head on the way out.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. Where are these gnomish inventors, by any chance?
They're on the west part of town.
West part of town, okay.
So, you know where the council district is in the west, yeah? If you go just a little bit south of that, you'll end up like in their sort of neighbourhood. That's where they tend to congregate. And then if you go a little bit further south, you've gone too far because you'll end up in the docks.
All right, gotcha. Okay. Well,
gonna end up in
Thank
a
you. I
sanatorium.
appreciate you.
Yep, no
And Justin
worries.
will walk out.
As you walk out, we will go back to plastics and vinyls, where Turtle and Severin.
Okay. Essentially, before Severin walked in, he would have used his disguise self and changed everything about himself, his clothing. It would have been more of kind of like a higher end clothes, so finer fabrics and such. His hair, normally black hair, would have drastically shortened, turned blonde. His skin complexion would have also changed as well, so you just look as nice as you can to fit like a more noble-ish, but not like full-on nobility, but
Yeah.
lower ranks of them. So he would have walked in, bit of a huff. He would have definitely had a bit of dark bags under his eyes, so like he's been dealing with this shit for a bit.
Uh-huh.
And oh, good, someone's here. I have a problem. And he pulls out the mold of the disc and go, all right, this was something very dear to my wife. One of my children's, well, one of the kids decided to have a little play, decided to be a little rough, knocked it over. It has some old memories of her and her family, and the disc itself broke. I managed to piece it together and make a mold of it, but the disc itself, it doesn't seem to work. So I was wondering if you can possibly make a new one using this. I have been dealing with her argument and of it and her vial for a couple of days, and I would like to get this fixed in hopes to rid myself of the scorn.
Ah, trouble with the wife, I see. Well then, let me be a man of honour and see if I can assist you here. As he takes the mould off of you and inspects it. I could probably get you a nice copy of this, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit blurry.
Honestly,
But you've
I don't think she'll even notice. Her vision is shit as it is already.
roll a deception check on that as he's looking over this mold.
Alright.
And I am going to
Good
roll his
Natural 20 for 26.
Damn.
dang.
And I was thinking, oh god, I hope I roll well.
Because you are talking to the inventor, unbeknownst to you.
Oh, I was pretty sure if someone good enough was to take a look at it, they'd probably notice shit that I'd clearly be lying on. So that 20 helped out a good.
Bloody good roll.
He's looking over the mold and he looks up at you as you say this, raises an eyebrow and then looks back down at the mold again. Hey, it's going to be a bit blurry, I'm afraid, but I can get you a copy of this. That's not a problem. What made you think of taking a mold of it, though? That's an ingenious idea. Judging from the looks of it, I can see where some of the cracks were, where it's
It was
broken.
a spur of the moment thing. It just came to me. I had it at my table and seen that I had a collection of wax from seals and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that.
The only thing that I'm going to be
function.
able to do, though, for you on this, like I can see where the crystalline structure should be. I can see where the recording should be, but I can put the crystalline structure back in the same place. That's not going to be a problem, but it's going to be blank, so there'll be no visual, only the audio. Is that going to be okay?
I think that, along with some flowers and her favorite snack, might get me out of the doghouse.
I don't suppose you have the serial number of the recording when you bought it from the Lanternwrights.
Sadly, if I do, it would be in the files back home, and finding that would probably be a drastic hassle to find.
Because I was going to say, if I could get the master copy of this disc, I'd be able to recreate the crystalline structure as well. But if you don't have the serial number, that's not a problem.
Honestly, I'm surprised she even noticed it was broken in the first place. If she wasn't home, she wouldn't have noticed it.
Well,
It's just that
I'll do what I can
sound of
for the
something
audio.
breaking.
I'll do what I can for the audio. I'll put the crystalline structure back in place just in case. But I can't promise you that if she plays it, there won't be any recording on there. It'll just be blank recording. It'll come through as a white light, basically.
I think audio will just have to do, and if she decides to check it out, I'll have to find out another little way of keeping me out of the doghouse then. So
One
I'm going for
small
somewhat
break
passing
at a
grade.
time, eh? All right.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. If you give me, well, I'm going to need about an hour to get the mould shaped out properly and make sure that those little fine crack lines in there aren't going to come through. Otherwise, it could mess up what audio's in there. Yeah, it's probably going to take me about an hour to pour, and then I'm looking at maybe another 3-4 hours for it to set, and then it's got to be heat treated. Then whilst it's being heat treated, whilst it's setting, I've got to put the crystalline structure in, and then once the crystalline structure's in, I can then heat treat it, and then I can put film over it to make sure it's not going to get scratched. I say in quotations there, scratched. Give me about 4 or 5 hours. Should be ready by the end of the day. Business has been a bit slow today, thankfully. It should be ready by the end of the day. If you've got any other business, might be a good idea to go about your business then.
He's gonna look around and notice that Jeff isn't with him. He's gonna go, well, hell, my manservant seemed to have walked off. I'll have to go hunt him down.
My manservant.
Manservant is.
He pokes his head up, looks out the window of the shop front. Never seen that guy before, just coming out of the glass and accessories shop over the road.
Oh.
Is that the one you're
Good
talking
eye.
about?
That'll
Yeah.
be the one. He's definitely gonna get a beating for once we get back home for leaving my side.
Ah, you're one of those. You're one of those. You beat your servants, is it? Honestly, you want a better response out of him, double his pay for a day. That'll give him a bit of shock. Probably a bit more loyalty too. But
You know, you
each
have
to
a
their
good
own.
point there.
Some people do respond better to violence. That's given.
You have a point there.
Well, bid you a good day, sir, and pop back by the end of the day. Close at 5, just to let you know.
All right. Thank you. And I surely will be back again for any other little things I might need work for.
As you
Thank
say
you.
that and you're looking around the shop, you notice that there is also some other rather interesting little trinkets here. Not just the craft beads and things like that, but you're also noticing sort of toys, plastics that have been shaped as swords and shields and things like that. Nothing of actual use in combat, but props, some nice little things and trinkets. But as you walk out back onto the street,
He would definitely stop for a bit, look at him, tilt his head, and then like, okay, make a note of those. Return, I'll definitely fire some of those for youngins. It might give them something to do outside, keep them from breaking more stuff, and then
Well-
he'll just heading out.
certainly safer than the real thing. I'm telling you that now. Plus, it's good for keeping them trained up and training them on it if you need to. Can do any other type of weapon you want in plastics as well. Just give us a shout if you want anything different.
Alrighty, and I will be back before you're closing, and
You
Cool.
head out the shop and
Head
back
out
onto the
and-
street.
go catch up to Jeff.
And we're going
Which
to...
Jeff is now going to see a strange blonde man walk up to him.
Oh no. Go on.
Please tell me he looks like he's ready to
There you
beat.
are.
Jeff's gonna
Just
look
keep-
around.
Just keep walking. Let's go.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Yes, you do. Just keep walking. Trust me.
Jeff's
At
gonna.
the moment they get out of sight of like in front of the window and all that, he's going to just drop the disguise self, and he's now back to himself.
Jeff has been wary this entire time. He's gonna look at Severin and be like, it's really weird thing to walk up to somebody and just be like, yeah, you know me, trust me.
Yes, I understand, but it's only there to do. I looked around and you weren't with me, so I thought on the spot and it didn't have time to explain.
Yeah, that'll happen, I suppose. Just,
Where were you and what were you doing?
well, we have the,
I know.
and he's gonna like wink at him. And you were doing your end, and I was doing my end, and
Here,
I found
hearing that, Sarah's just going to reach up, pinch the bridge of his nose, and go, "Don't tell me you tried to sing about that cockamamie idea of yours."
I don't know what this cockamamie is, but I have a wonderful, really good idea, and we need to go see a gnomish inventor now on the west side of the city. I'm not sure how
Fucking hell.
long we have. I'm not sure how long the timeline is. I'm thinking in anywhere between this month to
Well,
6 months from now.
I do have to come back here in about 4 to 5 hours, so I guess we'll follow your lead to see what you're trying to do. But I highly doubt if it's that the size of time that you need, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, yeah. Did we ever receive a timeline on the? And he gives him another big wink. Yeah, no.
We have three, we have 3 days to complete this. Within 3 days,
Well,
and I have about 4 to 5 hours to return.
well,
10 seconds.
maybe these gnomish guys might surprise us.
Oh God.
Dog, I'm losing my shit back here. I'm losing my shit with this.
Well, with that being said, as you begin to make your way, the quickest route would be indeed to actually take the brass tram if you choose to.
We choose.
Okay, we will come back to that later. For now, we are going to head to the tram tracks, the streets, and the rooftops, as the rest of the party are investigating the route. You begin on the east side. No, you don't. You begin on the west side of town, where the exit for this tunnel is alleged to be. There are several exits, but there's only one that leads from the Lanternwrights, and it's a fairly well-known track with its closed doors that lead into a downward slope that open upwards from the ground, from the floor, from a hole in the floor of the road, mechanized with steam and hydraulics of cogs and clockwork nature of mechanical artifacts. It's really a marvel of engineering for its time. It was one of the first big things that kicked off the steampunk-esque revolution in the city of Veridia. That, along with the as yet unknown engine behind the city itself that keeps it powered and roaring with whatever needs the city has. But you find yourselves at this metal great gate entrance where the road slips down at a fairly steep incline into it. You can't get behind that gate, unfortunately. But I'd like you all to roll a perception check at the start of your journey along the route.
Me.
Even me and Jeff.
Nope, just those that are there.
16.
Perception. Let me have a look. Oh, 12. No, 11.
So, on an 11, you don't notice much at all, unfortunately. You see where the exit is, you see where they're going to come up, and you can devise the route at the ground level. You know where this road travels far and long, maybe 2-3 miles in length, before it joins with one of the major tram tracks that runs the brass tram line that goes from the west to the east of the town.
West Side is the best.
But other than that, you don't really gather much. On a 16, however, with your perception check, as you're looking around, you notice that there are one or two people sitting at various benches along this little stretch of the road, not really doing much, reading newspapers, and sort of one of them sitting down, getting his shoe shined by one of the shoe shine boys, trying to earn a pittance for himself. But you notice that they're sitting there, as you're standing there, looking around and walking up and down this road, trying to gauge it, trying to work out if there's a route up on the rooftops here or further down maybe. You do notice that they are just sitting there. Plain clothes, dressed like normal civilians, not in a uniform of any kind, not really paying attention to the newspaper in their hand, or one of them's even got a small croissant from one of the local bakeries, and another one, a croissant,
Sorry.
indeed. And one of them has a loaf of bread. You can't tell what bread it is, but the local bakery is famous for its sourdough. So you imagine it's probably some of that.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't seem to be eating it. They seem to just be watching the people walking past.
Seeing this, I'm going to go find. What was his name again? Huh?
Hexalon.
Hexalon.
I'll get the characters. It took me a little bit in the other campaign. I'll get them in this campaign. No.
All good.
Go up to Hexalon and kind of like in a friendly way, just not trying to deceive anyone, but playing a role. Just like arm on his shoulder, and whisper, but in a manner of that I'm actually speaking louder than I am, but I'm not. I'm whispering to him. There are people watching, and he's gonna not point them out, but tell him exactly where they're sitting.
Fair enough. Roll a sleight of hand as you're subtly gesturing this information.
Oh god, my sleight of hand sucks.
Well,
Could this be performance if I could argue on this?
I'll let you
I could
roll.
argue a performance.
I will let you roll on performance.
Okay, good. Thank God, because I'm a charisma caster.
Fuck me.
Honestly, Brev, 12.
One of the watchers is watching you, and you do notice this as you go through this slight performance. But you pass it off as you walk past the Gilded Crumb Bakery.
We're being completely. He's still whispering. We're being completely watched. So, whatever you.
How do you want to play it?
Multiple ways we could play this. I'm probably gonna bugger off into some back alley. I have a way I can get up onto the roof, but it's kind of like how I'm going to get up on the roof. I have a trident. I have rope.
Uh-huh.
You see where I'm going with this? That's
Oh,
how
I
I'm getting
do.
up on that roof. Oh no, I was saying this to Hexalon.
Like, whispering this to Hexalon. But I'm gonna do it in a back alley. I'm just letting you know now, because we're gonna be patrolling this for, like, at least, like, the day.
Let me distract them for you.
Thank you. And he's going to pat him on the back like, oh,
Thank you, friend. And he's just going to walk away.
Okay, as you walk away, one of the watchers that noticed you stands up and heads over the road, changes his position, and he heads into the Gilded Crumb, coming out a couple of minutes later with a pastry in his hand.
I don't feel like the baked goods are good. Why do I feel like the baked goods are like the code?
They might be, you know.
One baguette equals danger.
One baguette is danger. A pastry, they know we're here. We're blown. Shit. Leave.
Get the macarons.
I cast conjure cover. Right on their seat. Fling them into the air. It just appears, by the way. So that thing will shoot someone up in the sky.
Are you genuinely doing that?
No, God no. Maybe in the shipyard because he's known at the docks for who he is, but not here.
I'm gonna distract them, so my companion Severin can get up to the roof
Kane.
undistracted. Sorry?
Okay, how are you going to distract
Kane,
them?
sorry.
Yeah, how are you going to distract them?
Well, the gentleman who has just come out of the mysterious bakery with a mysterious baked good, I'm going to walk into him and very, very, very loudly start apologizing most profusely, drawing the attention of the other two watchers while I'm trying to pick up this gentleman and dust him off, rather vigorously patting him, trying to dust him down and apologizing. Well, I'm terribly sorry. My senses are off. I mustn't have seen you there. My calibrations have been terrible since I fell down the stairs the other day.
Roll
Patting away.
So this is going to happen in 3 parts. First of all, there's going to be the
Cool.
performance check. See how genuinely you can appear to be stubbing your toe or foot on the curb as you fall into him. The second part, I see that one.
Where have you gone?
The second part, because of that one on the performance, is going to be rolled at a disadvantage for your deception.
Okay.
That just makes it so much better. No. So 20.
Oh! I went from a nat 20 to an 8.
Wait, you have to add your charisma. You have to add your charisma to the check. It's performance.
Yeah, I've done that. I've got +0.
And the third part of this, we're not even going to bother with at this point.
No, we gotta roll it now.
Where's your paladin?
As you try to create this distraction, as good as it role plays in your head as you're thinking about the method, you do genuinely stub your toe on the curb instead of pretending. And as you stub your toe on the curb, your performance seems genuine enough. But what he's originally seen, he's not buying it because it's just too real, too good a performance.
Mother of cogs. My ruddy foot. Ooh.
And as you stumble forwards, instead of stepping into him, he takes a step backwards and you fall flat on your face.
Oh my
Sky, you
god.
missed it.
He stops, he looks down at you and picks you up. Are you alright there? You seem to be a bit unstable as he...
Yes, my senses.
Your sensors. And when was the last time you had yourself maintained? As he looks at the scratched out badge of the Grey Mantle Constabulary on your chest.
Well,
When were you last
Personal question.
maintained? Yes.
that's a very personal question. I don't like to answer this one in public.
Well, just to let you know, everything has been watched and recorded. I will get a copy of this and I will play it back and I will be able to identify who you are and what you are and where you have come from and what unit
That's a bit rude.
should have been responsible
what
for
I
your
am.
dismantling.
Now. It's being what I am. I find that very offensive.
What you are is a Warforged,
I am an individual.
created for the Grey Mantles. Yes?
I am an individual. I was not created for anyone.
I find that hard to believe as he points out the crest on your chest that's crossed off. State your directive.
Yeah, sure. 1 second. I've got it here in my pocket. and with that, I'm going to punch him square in the face.
Roll
Yeah.
roll to hit.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a clean ass hit. Oh no.
Meanwhile, on the tram.
21?
Oh, Jeff, start going.
Is he memory?
We'll get
does
back
the
to the
21
tram in a
hit?
moment. On a 21, you hit him cleanly and squarely in the face. Roll your damage, please.
5 points of damage.
As
Make
you-
this a
I've got the
divine
maximum
smite.
amount of damage.
As
Wait,
you...
could I
Yeah,
could
go on.
I smite on that?
You can. Divine
You
smite as
can.
an option. You can. Yeah. You
Yes,
can't
you
thunderous
can.
smite, but you can divine smite.
Okay, divine smite, 2d8 extra radiant damage. He will then take an extra 4 radiant points of damage.
As you
I'm
smack...
literally making him see stars.
As you smack this watcher squarely in the face, smashing his nose in and causing it to bleed heavily. He stops and drops his pastry, and within a few seconds, there are 2 other watchers that have arrived behind you, and one of them is going to attempt to grapple and push you to the ground. I need a strength saving throw from you.
Oh.
20.
That saves. He doesn't manage to grapple or push you to the ground. The second one comes in and he attempts to take your legs out from underneath you. So I need a dexterity save from you.
18.
Natural 20 for 24.
Ooh.
As he sweeps at your leg, catches it, and knocks you prone on your arse. The other one simply sits, puts one boot on your metallic neck.
Seriously, that's
Now,
not
what
gonna
do
work.
we have here? Do I have to take you down to the grey mantles? I think I do.
I'm
Why
gonna
did
give
you
you one
attack?
warning.
Why did you attack our kind?
He was being really racist to me.
You? Racist to you? Nah.
Sorry, are your ears not working? Let me try again in a louder tone. Your friend was being an arsehat.
I need you to roll an intelligence check as one of these watchers from the Lanternwrights is moving in to reach behind your neck.
Laser. 13.
You'd be aware of what they are about to do.
Okay.
What are you going
So
to
he's
do?
only stood on my. He's only stood on my neck.
One of them has a foot on your metallic neck at the front, and
Okay.
he is.
What would it take for me?
Yep, go on.
What would it take for me to grab the person whose foot is on my neck by the leg and shove him backwards into his companion who's trying to sneak up on me?
It'll be a contested athletics strength check.
Right. So what? Both of those?
Just for the one with his foot on your neck.
All right. Strength for athletics.
Well, you can roll athletics, and I will roll strength.
Okay, I'll do
basically.
athletics.
Oh.
Dang hell, that was a really good roll.
It was
Oh.
good enough, though, as you shove his foot off and push him backwards.
That's my friend.
He stumbles back about 5 feet into the street. As for the second one that's reaching behind your neck, what do you wish to do?
As I've shoved that guy off me, I'm then going to pull out my glaive and sweep his legs out from under him
You are
and
prone
rise at the same time.
You are prone and on the floor, and you are swinging your glaive as you are rising up. This will be done at disadvantage, so roll your attack, please. Have you ever tried swinging a glaive whilst you're on the floor? It's almost impossible.
It's
Did I change my mind to then pull out my pistol and shoot him in the foot?
Yes, I'll allow you to do that. Go for it. As you are standing up, trying to get yourself up from prone, you shoot this watcher in the foot. Roll your damage, please.
Do I see this happening, by the way?
I believe that
5.
you are off taking advantage of this distraction.
That's 5 damage, but I will be using a ballistic smite,
Go on.
which I recently learnt to do 2d6 worth of shock damage, I think.
Yep. Okay.
I have it too, yeah.
It'd be
So
force
that's an
damage.
extra 9 points of shock damage as well.
Yeah, it'd be considered force damage.
Oh, no, you can make it
14.
whatever damage type you want.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can
Yep.
choose cold, fire, lightning, poison, thunder, or or acid.
Yep.
Yeah, so thunder.
You can.
Okay.
As you literally blow this poor guy's foot off, he falls to the floor, bleeding out.
My fucking leg!
Bleeding out and unconscious at this point in time.
I'm going to take this opportunity to get up and run like buggery.
As you get up to run like buggery, as you said, the other watcher that was reaching for your neck, the back of your neck, is going to take a opportunity to essentially smack you around the back of the head.
Didn't that one get
Mhm.
shot?
No,
Yeah,
there was,
that's the one I shot.
Yeah, that's the one you shot.
there was two of them. There's the one that had his foot
Oh.
on you. That's the one you've shot.
Which I've shoved away. No, the one who had his foot on my neck, I shoved away. The one who was reaching for my button or the back of my neck, I shot in the foot.
Right,
And there was
okay.
another one who was in front of him.
There was 3.
Yeah, there was one who was in front of him, one on his neck, and then the other one at his head.
Yeah. Okay, so we will retcon that. Yes, you shot the one that was reaching for the back of your neck. But the third one, the original guy that you stumbled into, he is going to, as you walk away, or run away, I should say, is going to attempt to smack the back of your neck in order to try and essentially shut you down, if that's even possible. With a natural 1 for 3 total, that is not happening. And as he tries to smack you around the back of the head, he inadvertently, he steps on his pastry basically that he'd already dropped, and he stumbles, missing his hit, and you scoot away. I imagine that you're going as fast as you can down the road?
Yes.
Right.
Let me get this right. I've shoved one, I broke one's nose, and I've shot someone's foot off.
Yes.
Now death saving throws.
Oh, Sky, you missed this.
Oh god.
As you pelt it as fast as you can down the road back into town towards where it's hopefully safer, you get a little ways away before you stop and look back and realise no one's actually chasing you.
You'll never take my freedom.
Quoting that great theatre show of the ages.
Random old people walking by seeing this weird man.
Screaming this out loud, hands in the air.
As for you, Kane,
Yep.
taking full advantage of this distraction that failed horribly, but worked.
No, I planned it amazingly.
It failed horribly, but it worked.
Yep.
What are you doing
So
with advantage?
with
Failed
advantage.
successfully.
So with all this distraction happening, and then
Yep.
hearing a bunch of commotion, I'm going to immediately skirt away into a back alley that's close enough to where normally people would be running, but also so I can safely get up to watch. I'm going to pull my trident out, and on my image out that just came up on my belt,
Yep.
I'm going to unhook something and grab out, in this case, like wire, which works as a rope, which is just normal rope, but me just flavoring it. Tying it onto the actual trident
Yep.
and aiming it just about to the top where I have enough room to climb, to use the rope to climb up easily.
Yep.
and then be able to get my trident, hook myself on my trident to get up.
Okay. So for this, the first part is going to be rolling to hit something and get your trident lodged. So for this, we'll have an athletics check to begin with, if we can.
Absolutely. That's a natural 20 for 25.
Your trident finds something and lodges itself very nicely, very securely into something on the roof. You're not sure what yet, but it's solid.
Some random poor bloke in the other room. Cool. He's going to tie the rope around him, so in case he falls back, leverage to work with. And he's going to start climbing up, using the rope as a help, so I can get advantage with this climbing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you climb up. Gonna say you scale it without any issues.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
That will be the advantage that you had there. You might
Mhm.
might have made a little bit of noise, but the commotion in the street is definitely a much better distraction from anything that's going on.
Once I'm up, I'm not going to immediately stand up because that would be stupid. Who immediately stands up? I'm just like, "Hey guys, I'm here." No.
He's going to pull his trident out from where it was launched.
Yep. You
Place it
find
back
it.
on.
You find that not only had your trident, when you reach the rooftops, not only had your trident managed to find and slide itself perfectly between two brass pipes, it also twisted as you pulled on the rope, locking it in firmly.
Oh, thank God. Immediately keeping the trident still hooked to the wire
Mm-hmm.
in case I need to throw and get, basically using it as a grapple hook in some instance.
Yep.
But putting it back onto my back, I'm going to not crawl, not prone, but I'm going to be on my low and just kind of
Watch.
see the commotion that's happening.
Yep.
And then just start to walk away, just going down the street.
Fair enough.
With a book mapping out every single like little detail, blind spots, and everything.
Okay, so for that, as you're walking on the rooftop runner paths that are available, I want you to roll an investigation and a perception check.
Okay, both of them.
Yes.
Cool. Perception is a nat 1. That's intimidation. That's not investigation.
That's intimidation. That's the wrong one.
That was a natural 20 though on that intimidation. I'm so sad. That's a 9 for investigation.
Yeah. At this end of the town, at this part, as you're quite distracted by the commotion that's going on, you can't seem to tear yourself away from it as you follow the incident, watch what's happening, and then follow along behind Hexalon up on the rooftops. You are not really paying too much attention, more keeping an eye on whether he's being followed by the Watchers or not. And you notice that they're not following him, but they've actually gone back to sit down whilst two more Watchers have come up and started taking the unconscious and bleeding out body away.
Ooh, okay. If I can find
It never happened.
if I can find Hexalon, basically from the rooftop, I'm just going to like signal him
Uh-huh.
that I'm up there. If he wants to come up there, I can just throw rope and attach the trident to the wall, but that's up to him.
I will climb up. I will dash up an alleyway once I'm sure I'm not being checked, followed, and I will just punching holes in the wall, climb up the wall myself.
Punching holes in the
Who needs a stingy trident with a rope? Nah, brother just punches holes into the wall. Who cares about the infrastructure?
If you can punch a wall, you can punch a rope.
Poor Granny's house now has a new window inside of it.
Roll me an athletics check as you climb up onto the rooftops.
Oh no!
No.
14, and I got +6. Damn!
You make it up, but not without noise.
And anyone whose house is on the other side of those walls, things are falling off the wall. Aware that I've made a bit of noise on the way up, I'm going to quickly duck behind the chimney and stay there for an indeterminate amount of time to make sure no one sees me.
Fair enough. As you manage to make your way up onto the rooftops with Kane joining up with you at the same time, we're going to head back over to our wonderful duo that's
Just the
heading
worst duo.
south and west towards the gnomish inventors.
Oh god, this.
So
I feel sorry for the
got
DM.
information from the glass shop that there's gnomes that might be able to make this contraption so you can actually do your cloak thing? Is that what you're telling me?
That's the gist, basically. It's a little bit more integral than that exactly, but yeah, that kind of sums it up a little bit, you know.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I was thinking, I got to thinking, and I thought, what would be the best way to go about doing the thing, with what we have, and the best way to be undiscovered is to be, and he brings his fingers up in air quotes, invisible.
No, there is spells called invisibility. I'm pretty sure someone has invented a cloak of invisibility.
Yeah, well, I was also thinking that if these thingamajiggers, the thingamajiggers, if they're so much of a hassle and a problem, maybe they would have thought in a way of getting around the invisibility.
Hmm.
And so I got to thinking that we got a real shot here.
Again.
You know what?
Now,
If,
Mama always told me I ain't no thinking man, but my grandmama, she told me, honey, you're so smart, you're so sweet, you're just a regular old thinking man. And so I got to thinking.
Okay. As
Well,
you're having this.
besides that, how do you think the others are doing? I'm pretty sure they're
Oh,
probably doing a lot better than us. They're
you know,
clever guys.
for for all their good things, I suppose they probably have a few flaws too, and I think their flaws are showing probably soon. I'm sure.
As you're having this conversation, waiting for the brass tram on the brass tram line, you hear the dinging of a bell, unmistakable, as it rings loud and the tram comes to a stop in front of you. The conductor on board looks out and looks over. Anyone for a ride? 2 copper?
The ride. We need a ride.
Where are you headed?
The gnomes in the west.
Oh, you're heading southwest. Perfect. Right, in that case then, it'll be 2 copper for this line, and if you want a continuation from city centre, then it'll be another 2 copper for the next line. But you'll take the brass line down to the city centre, you'll get off at the station, and then you'll change there. And when you get there, it will be the gold line for the gold tram pass, all the way to the final destination. Glad to be of service.
Okay.
2 copper apiece, please.
2 copper. Well, right up in. He's gonna start patting his pockets. He's gonna fumble around for a second. Be like, "Yahoo! I found a copper."
Perfect. On you get. And you good, sir?
Severn's just going to pay the 2 coppers and walk in, leaving him to fumble with his stuff.
Fair enough. But you do both eventually get onto the tram and find a seat. It is the most uncomfortable seat that you could possibly find. No cushion, no. Think of the old school buses, but remove the cushion from the seat. It is solid and uncomfortable, and there are no seat belts. And you, fortunately, are riding on rails, so the journey itself is fairly smooth. As you're going out and about on this train, there are various bits of the city that dip away from the tracks below you. There are other parts where it rises up above where the tracks are, and you go through various tunnels, one included through a building as you get closer to the centre of the town. And you eventually make your way into this grand station. Arches made of marble, an absolute masterpiece of architecture. Glass and copper pipes running all the way from one end to the other, letting off a tiny bit of mist and steam, which in turn keeps the glass above A, clean, and B, clear. Go on.
Question. I have prestidigitation, and one of the things it says it could do is minor sensations. You can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. In theory, can I make it feel like my spot underneath me is comfortable?
Yes, you can. I will allow that.
Then yes, I would be sitting comfortable in that spot this whole time, because if it's longer than an hour, he essentially re-ups on the prestidigitation. He's just relaxing.
Yep, fair.
Because it technically would be a sensation.
It does take the better part of an hour to get to the station. And this marvel of architecture, the arches, the glass and brass and copper pipes that run through the over the top of the station, keeping everyone inside dry, whilst there's various steam vents going off and steaming the glass above, which then condenses and cleans off and disappears after a few minutes, leaving nothing but a clean piece of glass above. As the rain is hitting the top of this roof above you, you can see the heavy splatter against the glass. The station itself is busy. There's a couple of sort of food stalls that are in the main foyer area. One of them selling hot dogs, another one selling some pastries, and what looks to be pretzels. And then as you continue on, there's the shoe shines that sit at various benches waiting for various people to come along and ask for their shoes to get polished. There's the kids that are running around as they're waiting for their connecting trains or whatever trams that they're trying to get to, wherever they're trying to go with their parents, and their parents trying to keep them under control. All sorts come through this station, and it is a mishmash of everything and everyone that at some point most people have come through here. And the heavy footfall on the worn floor tells you so, that this place has seen many, many stories. But you find your connecting Gold Line tram, unfortunately not made of gold. Same carriage, same uncomfortable seats. And you're waiting about 20 minutes before it pulls out from the station and begins its journey to the southwest of the city. Are you doing anything? Hello?
Say it one more time.
I'm not saying all that one more time.
Are you doing anything on the train? Also, dog, you're
no.
giving me nightmares with that with the train.
Tram.
No, I'm not.
Tram.
I'm not doing anything else on the tram per se.
Okay, fair enough.
Everyone's just going to do like he did last time. If the seats are basically wood or metal, he's just going to essentially press the digitation to where it seems to be comfortable for himself.
So it's nice and comfy for you, but as you're looking around on the Gold Line tram, roll a perception check for me, both of you.
Alrighty.
Oh no.
Are we going to go, or are we about to go over where they're at and see what's
Jeff
going on?
got a 9. 9 seems good.
Are you about... No, you're not about to go over that incident and see what's happening.
11.
On an 11, yes, you notice it as you're sitting there prestidigitation, making your seat nice and comfy, you look up towards the front of the tram, and this time there is a small table with a couple of cushions on it, and a person sitting there with a small
Excuse me.
tin to one side. He is effectively renting cushions to those that wish for them.
Clever. But no need.
But eventually you make your way into the southwest of the city, getting off at the final stop, which is slightly run down, more brickwork than anything else. To be fair, it's more of a signpost than a station. But you climb out of the tram, last people on board, and you are wandering around. Where are you going? What are you looking for?
I am looking for gnomes.
As you wander around, you notice that there are a few here dotted about, mostly gnomes and dwarves at this point. And from what you can tell, most of the workers that you come across and run through in this part of town seem to be in some way connected to the Riverites, as they seem to be more sort of mechanics, engineers, that sort of thing, that tend to congregate in this part of town. So it makes sense that there'll be a community of inventors in this area, because each and every one of them thinks that their invention could be the next big thing. And as you're wandering around the various stalls and trades, market stalls and what have you, you happen across a couple of shops en route. But I'd like to get a perception check for this part of town as you're wandering through the streets.
That will be a 13 for Jeff.
Another 11 for Severin.
On an 11, you're not really too sure what you're looking out for, but you do spot a pub, a tavern or two, and seems cheery enough. Plenty of music going on inside, that sort of thing. But for you, Jeff, on your 13, you come across a couple of stalls and stores. One of them's a jewellery shop, quite clearly so because of the jewels and necklaces and rings and things that's displayed out in the front of the window shop, locked behind barred cages behind the glass. There's another shop that doesn't seem to have a name, but seems to have all sorts of weird mechanical contraptions in the window. Things that you have no idea what they do, that you've never seen before.
I think I'm going to have to go into the mechanical shop, I guess.
Curiosity getting the better of you as you open the door. You hear a little dingling from a bell above the door, and as you open it and look inside, it is stacked high, wall to wall, forming its own corridors, as it were, in this, what could only be described as an organised hoarder's store. But filled with different mechanical contraptions, some stacked on top of others, piled high. And through it all, as you weave your way through and round these various corridors of piles of things, you eventually come across someone sitting low by a low table with a weird spyglass in his hand, but it's short and stubby, and it's up on his eye, and he's kind of holding it there with between his eyebrow and his lower and his cheekbones, and he's kind of just holding it there in place as his hands are working on what appears to be some cogs within what appears to be a clock of some kind.
Interesting. Well, hello, fella.
So this cog needs to get slid in. Whoa! Oh, don't get many people in here.
Hi
What do you
there.
want? As he looks back down at what he's doing.
Well, I wasn't specifically referred to you, but I was referred to this specific district by a certain glass blower in the area, and she happened to think that you might be able to help me on my needs.
Right. Well,
I am trying.
I need
I'm
that.
trying to make.
Okay, and there's the L-shaped cog. Yep, I need that in there very carefully. Yeah, go on. I'm
Sir?
listening. I'm listening. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, have you ever heard of privacy glass? First and foremost.
No. What's privacy
No.
glass?
Okay. So
Who needs
basically,
privacy
it's
glass when
glass.
I've got all of this blocking me? I
That is
can't be
fair.
seen from the
It's
memory
glass
lamps.
that makes the memory lamps not be able to see you. All right. Cool. So basically, I'm trying to make a cape out of said privacy glass, and the glass blowers seem to think that it ain't possible. But I do think that a renowned gnomish worksman such as yourself could make my dream into a reality.
Right. Okay. Well, that's your pitch. And I need R2. Thank you. And I will place that cog in there. And it works. I think. Just wind this
What are
up.
you making?
Winding, and you see him winding and turning this little handle on the side of this device, this thing. And as he does so, you see the cogs whirring, and then he lifts it up and shows the other side of it, and continues turning the handle. Yep, that seems to be working. I was just sorry. Yeah, no, I was just fixing this broken clock. You see, it's well, it wasn't telling the right time, and they kept winding it up, and they kept having to manually change all the handles and everything. And they kept getting the time wrong, and they wanted something that was a bit finer in the mechanism that they could adjust the clock with. So I was putting this wheel on it, you see, and I can turn this, and as you can see, and you see the hour hand spinning as he's turning it fairly quickly, and it's pushing the time forward hour by hour by hour every rotation of the little arm. He puts the cover on the back of it, puts it down to one side. Right. Well, that's the customer's request done. Now, onto your request. You wanted a thing of invisibility?
Yeah, to not be seen by the little looky-loos in the lamp.
And how do you want to achieve that?
Well, I was thinking a cape made of privacy glass. Now, I'm open to ideas because, I myself am not much of an artisan, I have to
Well,
admit. But you seem like a very good artisan to me.
fair enough. I like your keen eye and sense of intelligence on whether I'm a good artisan or not. But first of all, you haven't introduced ourselves. My name's Charlie.
That is true. My
My
name's Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Jeff. And who's this gentleman with you?
Oh, this is Severin. Did I get that right?
Severin.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I'm debating on whether or not to have him there or not.
I
Don't get me
mean,
involved.
are you,
Yeah, he'll follow. Just make sure he doesn't get into any trouble.
Severin?
Yeah, that's correct. Name's Severin.
Don't see many of you around here. Not seen. That's a nice complexion you've got. Anyway, back to your request. Sorry, I do apologise. Right, so you want a device that can make you a thing that will turn you invisible, or at least not seen by certain things, correct?
Yeah, that's basically.
Right, and you want to use this stuff called privacy glass in a
Yeah, well, I
cape?
was thinking it would be cool to have like a privacy glass cape.
Can I point out
little
something here?
mystic in the shadow. Yeah, you can indeed.
Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, although, to be fair, I'm not even sure what one of those is. I just heard the expression around on occasions. I think they're the people that make the fireworks. Anyway, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that just wearing a cape like that, even if it's got a hood, okay, just picture this, okay? You're trying to keep yourself hidden and invisible from the things that can see you. And it's a cape. Even if it's a cape with a hood, they're still going to see your lower half.
Well, that's why it's a cloak, so you can pull it around yourself, and it's covering from top to bottom.
So you want something made of glass that's going to drag on the floor so it can cover your shoes as well? Can't
Yeah,
be
well,
done.
I mean, I suppose I could get away with showing my shoes. I mean, he like holds up his foot. We all kind of have like the same kind of footwear, so I mean, there's not really too much of a difference, you know.
So anyone looking at these things that you're worried about, because you wouldn't want this unless you didn't want to get caught, right?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
No, as every right in the head criminal should. Never confirm or deny. But my understanding is memory lamp will record anything that hits the light. So, hear me out. You're watching a recording because something happened the night before and it got caught on a memory lamp, and you see a pair of shoes traveling with nothing else across this recording.
Well, when you put it that way, it seems like I might need some new shoes.
I think you need to get your head screwed on. You come to the right place if that's the case.
Well, like I said, that's why I'm here.
That would have probably landed a bit better if one of you had been a warforged, but hey. Oh well. So
That's
what's
okay.
this?
That's
What's
exactly
this?
why I'm here, though.
What's the invention though? What do you need from me?
I don't
Because I'm
actually
not a
know
weaver.
that.
I'm not a weaver, and I'm not a glass blower.
Well, the glass blower was saying that they needed a thing to do a thing with the glass, and then the weaving, and then do a thing. And it all had to be done at the same time to make it all seamless and whatnot.
So what you're telling me is you
And
need a thing to do a thing to make a thing with glass and cloth at the same time
yeah,
to do a thing.
yeah, yeah. It's
Well, I
got to
need
lay
to.
on the thing. It's got to lay on the cloth, and then it's got to be able to blow the glass out at the same time as it weaving. And then it's got to do the thing to make the cape, the whatever, you know.
You're talking about turning glass into fibers,
Yes.
and you need a machine to do that.
Yeah. Well, I figured that in this magical world of ours, we could magic it together.
I don't think any magic's going to be needed here. I think what it's going to need is a team of dedicated engineers.
And you happen to have it here, do you?
I have just the team, but it'll cost you.
How much we costing?
Well, let's just say a brand new machine like this is going to need a lot of R&D. We've got to research it, we've got to develop it, we've got to make sure that the glass being blown is blown at the right temperatures, and then we've got to make sure that, from what you're saying, it needs to be able to weave into fibres, and then from the fibres we are then going to need to have it strong enough but fine enough and light enough that it can then be woven like a cloak. So this is gonna be a tricky one. I think I'm gonna need a team of at least 6 people to work over this one to research it. Then I'm
How
gonna
long is it
need
going to take?
oh
We got
research.
about 3 days.
Oh, you're having a fucking Steffi. Get out. No one could do that in 3 days. No one.
Well,
It'll take about
You
a
know
month
what?
and a half for the research on its own, just to make sure that this thing can be done. In theory.
That was my bad. I apologize. I thought a artisan such as yourself would be up to the challenge. How about
I'm up.
in any case?
Don't get me wrong. I'm up for the challenge, but don't get your hopes up that we can do it super quick. Like this is
And
very delicate work. If what you want is a machine that can do this, you've come to the right place. And I'm promising you, we will research it and we will find a way of making this fibrous glass.
And you know what? I'll take you up on that offer, but I do need something in this 3-day time span. So what do you have in mind? You being the artisan and the thank you man and all?
Myself, I think you'd be better off going to a clothes shop and then getting a cloak and then getting it double-sided so that you can just turn it around so that you can be wearing black on the way in and maybe white on the way out. That would be my suggestion. That would be your quickest
That's a
option.
good idea. I'll do that. And,
That'll be your quickest option.
I do all that.
Well, you probably
You
want
get
to head over.
research.
So sorry.
The other side is ready.
And I'm not lying when I say this, but on the east side of town is where textiles can be found.
It's fine. We need to blow about 4 to 5 hours of time, so this is good.
It's already been about an hour and 45 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
Just
So this is fine
here.
with Everett. He needs to go back that way anyway. He's planning on getting that thing today.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah,
I
it's all
travelled
good.
across the city.
Everett is planning on getting the disc and all that today. So yeah,
Fair enough.
Severin.
he's not wanting to leave anything behind for anything to.
Well,
Screw
in
it
the
over.
meantime, is there anything else I can interest you in? We've got piles of junk, piles of cogs, piles of springs, piles of... I have forgotten what that is. We've got all sorts of shapes and sizes of different bits of machinery, including our one and only, and this is the only place you can ever get it, the Z3 cog. The one and
What is
only.
that?
What, the Z3? You see...
What is it?
This cog has been made with a brand new metal, virtually indestructible. Very
Intriguing.
good if you're looking to
Oh,
upgrade a
hey.
Warforged.
Hmm.
And he
You
pulls
know
it
of
down.
Warforged.
He pulls it down off of the top shelf, and you can see that on the top shelf there's like a stack of maybe 5 or 6 of these in total. And he
Oh.
puts it on the counter. You see, this is the Z3 cog. This would replace anything of a similar size. And what it's made of is, well, we get very, very little amounts of it here. But it is shipped in, and it's extremely rare. That is worked adamantium. Almost
Intriguing.
Now-
indestructible.
What exactly does it do for said Warforged? Should they, I guess, incorporate it into them?
Well, if they do incorporate it into them, first thing I would recommend doing is making sure that the other cogs around it that are connected to it are also of the same material, because this metal might chew up softer copper and brass. Just saying. But this is an indestructible metal as far as anyone's found. Even acid doesn't really affect it all too much. But it's made of adamantium, the hardest known metal. Really, really good. Not getting broken.
You don't say. Well, I'll take it. How much?
1,200 gold pieces, please, for one.
Hey, all right. Counter offer. I happen to own a very bustling establishment full of the finest women you can get around here, and not for sale. And
Well, if they're not for
how
sale,
about-
then I'm not interested.
well, that's something that you're gonna have to take up with the lady yourself. I was just saying that we don't personally operate the selling of those women.
You won't be
What?
operating the selling of any women. Not with that patter, because you ain't convincing me. 1,200 gold? Well, the deal's off.
I'm getting to the convincing. Free drinks for life. How does that sound?
Free drinks for life. An establishment where I can't get a woman.
Where we don't sell you a woman. I'm not saying you can't go out and do it yourself. I mean,
You're
you look
really
like a
not
fine
selling
gentleman.
this, mate. I need you to roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Is this where the epic disadvantage comes in from?
Persuasion.
Drink, but no sex.
Yeah, no, dog.
It's gonna be a 9, but I'm gonna use a luck point, so it's a 16 now.
With disadvantage.
Well, I get with a luck point, I get an advantage when I roll a d20.
So it just straightens flat. So it's just
a
one flat
straight-
roll.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
a 16.
No
I
way.
tell you what. I'd be happy with the free drinks for life. But I ain't happy with the fact that you're telling me I can't get what I want up there. So
Okay, well,
you better make me another
do my best.
counter offer.
It's a tripod.
Okay, counter offer. There are women. I don't believe in the selling of those women, but as the owner and operator of this fine establishment, I will talk with them and I'll put in a good word for you.
I think this most unhinged D&D Twitch stream I've actually ever been a part of.
Look, mate, it's never gonna happen.
Well, you can't sell yourself short like that. That's probably why you want
And
to
you
buy
can't
women in
sell
the first
me.
place.
You can't sell me out of half a year's rent.
A year's rent, you probably spend half a year's rent drinking yourself to death.
I
Actually,
must say,
last
the
time.
whole time, Severin is stepped away and is just watching this baffled.
Brother's out. Brother's
We
walking out.
Actually, last time I had a drink was about 10 years ago.
Well, that's sad. If you just had a drink 10 years ago and you still want to buy women and ain't found yourself a wife, I think I could help you with that. But you're too focused on trying to buy them.
Get out my shop.
Yeah, get out my shop, I suppose. Jeff walks out, slams the door.
Jeff, you fucking taxes.
Severin, as you are stepped away, watching him storm out the shop, you hear the gnome mutter under his breath, I never want to frequent an establishment like that. God, people make me sick. Services for services, I don't mind. But god damn it. Anyway, next order. As you step outside.
Oh my.
Yeah, Severin would have probably watched Jeff walk out, and he was planning on seeing about an idea, but sensing that the gnome is a bit frustrated from Jeff, he's like, oh, yeah, he just walks off. It's like cleaning his face. I'm gonna let him be. That way, I don't. Just gonna let the man calm down so he don't make anything worse. And he's gonna walk
Fair
out.
enough. The bell dings behind you as you close the door.
Have a good night, sir.
Thank you. And you're back out on the street once again. I'm gonna let you two have your conversation now.
Beat that manservant.
You know what? I don't think I want to know. Let's just head back to Graham.
I can't believe that this establishment is owned by a man who would want to buy women. I can't believe it. My sisters would be outraged. Too bad they're not here, because
You
they'd
are
burn this damn place
aware.
to the ground.
The way you were trying to sound was that you were running a brothel.
Said
And
I do
by
not sell women.
saying that, you technically are selling the women for the night or a stint of time.
Well, see, there's difference, right? Okay, because we have an establishment, and it is very fine. One where drinks can be served and women can be found. Now, we do not control the buying or selling of said women. But if a fine gentleman comes in and manages to swell a fine young lady, and then they go do their thing, and go about whatever business they want to have, then that's not up to us.
And that's all you had to do was say as that. The way
Well, I
you
said
made it
that,
seem
but
as
he
in
said, if
it
you
was
ain't selling, I ain't buying. And he just wanted to buy women, and that ain't cool with me. You, of all people, should be on my side here.
What do
I
you
wouldn't
mean
think that
me
you
of
like the
all
buying and selling of
people?
people.
Right. As you are having this conversation,
Elaborate on that.
as you are having this conversation and walking back towards the tram, you are getting some odd looks from a few of the passers-by, undoubtedly.
Most simple conversation about prostitution ever.
Well, look, there's no prostitution here, okay?
No, there will be
I
no.
specifically
There will
said
be
we will
none of
not be
that.
buying or selling women.
There will be none of that on this show, and I am going to have to put this as a flag of 18 plus.
Fine. There's no prostitution in this place, goddammit.
The Void would also like to put a disclaimer that we in no way endorse prostitution or anything like that. And the views of said patrons of this channel are views of themselves and not the channel as a whole.
I am going to snip that and put it at the beginning of the show when I do the Spotify.
Thank
There was no prostitution here, damn it.
We might be on a permanent 18 plus from this day forward.
Well, it only makes sense. Our server is 18
I would
plus.
just like to state
Yeah.
that it was Jeff that uttered the fact of women at the bar. So he started this whole thing.
But with that
And you could
conversation,
just left at free drinks for life.
could have left it at that and it would have been fine. But with that, as you continue on your journey, you once again jump on the trams, and it's going to cost each of you 4 copper total to get to the east side of the city, where textiles and other linens and things tend to be brought in off of the various boats that come in from the docks in the south and travel to the various factories and tailors that seem to have their own version of Savile Row, so aptly named Cotton Road. But we are going to head back over to the other side with the other members of the party. As you are both now on the rooftops, you should
Ooh,
be
map
seeing.
time.
Just ignore the various things on there, but
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Okay.
this is the Crown Fast Rooftops Road in this part of the town, so named by the runners of the city. And there is a very distinct route that they take. They know the routes, they know the traps, they know the steam vents, they know the different risks. And you are very carefully mapping the rooftop runs. As you are mapping these rooftop runs across the town to where the crossroads are further in the city, we're going to start at point 1, which is roughly where you are. And crossing the low bridge, it's a little rickety, wooden, but sturdy. And then you come across the next section, which is another run, another rickety wooden bridge, this time not as stable. Clearly the wood has been warped by the steam vents underneath in the alley below. Slightly dangerous, but you are following the route that is safe or safest for you towards where the crossroads are. And it does weave back and forth. And although it says finish at the bottom of the map, that's not really the finish. That's just where this map ends and the next one begins. But I need you to roll me an investigation check, survival checks actually, as you are traversing the rooftops.
Oh, can I try and argue this? I am a navigator
Yes, you are.
by right.
You are.
I don't have proficiency in survival, but
No, you
could I
don't.
argue for navigation advantage on this? Technically,
I'm going to say no, because
Fair enough.
what you're coming up against are various steam vents, various objects and things that are on the way that you are going to have to navigate through But in order to do that, that is going to be survival to begin with.
10.
10 is a pass. Your footing isn't sturdy, but you manage to scrape by. You can navigate these routes, but not so easily. And there will be a couple of checks at each of the various points that you need to do. On a 15, that drops it down for you. There's only 2 points on this route that you need to be able to get across without hurting, injuring, or otherwise falling to the ground.
Okay.
So, point 3 to point 4, there is a ladder that you need to climb up to get onto the next rooftops, the next set of rooftops. And as you're travelling and traversing this, you notice you're getting higher and higher further off the ground. The steam vents are creating a fog on the streets below that is almost directly below you at this point. So it's getting very hard to keep a track on what's down there. So roll me perception checks to see if you can still see the streets or if you're getting lost on the way.
Ooh.
Ooh. I got a 10.
We switched roles this time. We switched roles.
You got 10.
On a 10, you have lost sight of the road beneath. And you are more focused on trying to keep your balance and keep your nerve on the rooftops. On a 17, you haven't lost sight of the road beneath, and you can see the various people and other things moving around beneath you. 4 stories now below you.
Kane, the world disappeared.
I see everything. Don't worry, my friend. I see all.
But you continue on, crossing over a narrow catwalk. Slippery. One of you makes it across without any issues, but I need a dexterity check from you, Kane. As you are about
Okay.
12, 24, you're about 48 feet up in the air on this catwalk with no railings either side, and it is slippery where it's been raining.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear. I'm going to cast a spell because I'm a water genasi. I'm going to cast Shape Water.
Right.
And I can cause the water to change form. I can that will be instantly move or change the flow of the water.
In this
I would
case,
like to move.
Yeah, you're moving the water from either side and off of this thin, narrow catwalk. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I still need a dexterity check from you.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't have the disadvantage.
That's a save. That's not a check. Thank God I clicked save by accident.
Yep. Whew. I need a check.
Dexterity 17.
On a 17, you make it across with relative ease.
Phew.
Still keeping an eye on the streets below, mapping them out, mapping the routes that they would end up taking, knowing that you have to go on various little detours, lose sight of the road briefly before you can meet back up with it if you were going to follow along the rooftops from above. And you continue on. You come across a gap, i.e. 0.6 and 7. There's no crossing here, but just as you arrive, you see another runner make the jump with relative ease. Looks like if you want to continue your path, you are going to have to jump the building.
I've got this.
So from both of you, I need athletics checks to jump the gap.
That's really good. I'm trying to check my spells if I can give me a help.
25, you succeed.
I also show off a bit of the triple Somerset tuck and roll.
Fair enough.
Natural 20.
Yeah, go.
25.
with both of you rolling 25 on your athletics, you get a good run up and you get the jump, and you both land safely on the other side. It's not that
Superhero
hard a
landing.
jump.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't want to do that. It's really bad on your joints.
It's not.
You make the jump and you land safely on the other side as you continue on over what can only be classed as the Crow's Walk, as the runners know it. A very long bridge over the city streets below. Looking down, you can see the road has cleared a little, and you can see the path that the carriage that would be carrying the record in it would be passing below.
You know, Kane, this might be a really good spot for me to just drop like a cannonball onto the carriage.
Ambush. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
I have a really good idea, actually. Are
Roll
you
a
going to be
Yeah.
fine? Oh,
I was going to say, roll a perception check.
All right.
Hey,
More
both of us.
both?
Both of you. Yes.
Don't fuck me. 15.
Okay.
13.
13 you don't spot it, but on a 15 you do. And what you spot are directly below you are a couple of the older lanterns, not the memory lamps, the old methane ones.
Ooh.
This appears to be one of the few blind spots
ooh.
that Lillian mentioned.
Ooh.
So, what do you reckon, Kane?
I immediately pull out my book, which I've been writing all of this stuff in.
Yep.
And extend it to, start sketching this into it. Now, are you going to be fine if we drop from this high onto the...
I'm a Warforged. I mean, you know, speed and maths equals impact. Would the carriage be fine enough for me to land cannonball-like on it?
I mean, depending on the material, wood or metal, that's the thing. If it's wood, you're going straight through that. But, hear me out.
Metal.
I can make this idea even.
It is
If I
a
climb on top of you,
48-foot drop.
well, that's fine. If I climb on top of while you jump down and you cannonball, we can immediately take the disc and just dip.
Yeah. Okay, that might be a plan for us because I might have my cover might be slightly blown, but you know this might be a good idea for us to get the disc straight off the bat. I'm fairly certain, as a sturdy Warforged, that I could survive a drop like that.
And I'd have the help of you being on top of you. So
Yeah, I'd take the brunt of that,
and
and I could always,
I can also
I can always build a faith as I'm cannonballing down.
I can also go into my. He pulls out a bottle. He pulls out a bottle because of my pact of a warlock genie.
Yes.
I could hide in this bottle because I made a pact
Okay.
as a genie.
I think we have a plan going here.
I think we have a plan. If I go into my bottle, you hold on to. You cannonball through. I get out of the bottle, grab the disc, and we run.
Yeah.
It's
And like
around
I say,
this time you remember the words that Lillian told you. If it disappears, they'll notice. If it breaks, they'll react. But if it arrives exactly where it's expected to be, at which point she fell silent. These words come back to you like a instant replay, as if you're hearing her.
Scolding us.
I just had this really weird feeling, like, you know, didgeridoo. You know, when
Deja
you've seen
vu,
something
yeah,
that
no.
does something. Yeah, weird. But no, I think our plan might work. I could shield of
wait.
faith, put you in the bottle, drop down onto the carriage, get the disc, and get out of there.
Wait, I can take the disc with me into the bottle, the spare disc that we're gonna make,
Yes.
and I can just
How
drop it.
sturdy is your bottle?
I mean, with you there casting Shield of Fate as well, just keep it safe, and I'll be fine.
If I could
I mean,
get
if it breaks,
the
I'll
disc,
pop out.
but if the disc is in your bottle, I mean, would your disc survive, say, me chucking the bottle? Well, would your bottle survive if I chucked it onto, say, a pile of rubbish to then get rid of the evidence? So even if they did catch me and search me, I wouldn't have the disc.
Yeah, no, but like as long as because if the bottle breaks, I just come out of it.
Right.
That's all
So
that
I
happens.
could
I just come out of it. Yeah, you could just chuck it. I'd have to get a new bottle, and my patron will be hella pissed off with me for it. So let's not try and chuck it. But in case of emergency,
I could yeet it, and then you would get out of there. I wouldn't mind being captured, but that's a plan.
that's a plan. Drop the thing, take the other one, and dip out.
Yeah, yeet yours.
Mm.
We have a plan C and a plan D.
We might have a plan E as well if we just. I mean, because we can't kill everyone.
No,
No.
but I could certainly cripple a carriage.
You might cripple everyone on that carriage, to be honest.
It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Do you know what? They're trying to hide stuff. It's their own fault, to be honest.
Oh, God.
Okay, we have a plan.
I can
Guys,
hear
they
metal
hate this plan,
shaking.
but we have a plan.
Yep.
It's certainly a plan.
The two paladins fall from 48 feet.
Shield of faith all the way down.
If this thing is metal, that would suck. By the way, you're making a dent.
I think I'd make more than a dent because you got to think. The further something falls, the more inertia behind said object. So by the time I've dropped from 48 meters onto a metal carriage, I'm likely to go through the metal carriage.
And they don't have the speed to counteract that. There's a carriage.
You'd have to time
Well,
it
I've got
very,
plans.
very well.
That's
True.
fine. That's fine. We're paladins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got this.
Oh my god. Wait. Would he technically count as a weapon?
Yes.
Because I could cast either Wrathful Smite, Divine Smite, or Ballistic Smite on him.
Ballistic smite.
It would have to
work.
be.
It is a ranged weapon.
I
Wait.
don't think.
No, that would work. No, that would work.
He
You
is
could-
a
I could
ranged
drop.
weapon.
I could drop, cast Shield of Faith. I'd be classed as a weapon. You cast Ballistic Smite, acid damage Ballistic Smite, which would help me break through the top of the carriage.
I was thinking Thunder.
Thunder? Yeah, that could work.
Because
Oh,
if I
God.
cast on his arms, because that is a weapon. Arms are simple weapons for a Warforged.
So you don't want to see the second option then?
That's the second
we've already come up with that.
I mean, let's see the second option. Let's just see if we can make this even dumber. Because if it's a 50-foot drop, that's another d6 of fall damage.
All I'm saying, more value.
Show us the other
Okay.
page, Mel.
I will show you the other page as you travel towards the next area using the rooftop runs. I will show you in a moment. As we head back to Jeff and Severin.
Oh yes.
I've never heard metal this stressed before.
I'm not stressed. I'm just presenting options.
I'm afraid that we're about to murder a nobleman with the smite of God.
So, Jeff and Severin, as you have journeyed to the eastern part of town now to see what can only be the fine array of tailors and linen makers and what have you on Cotton Road. You've arrived in due course and time. It's been probably about another hour and a half on your journey as you make it to Cotton Road, and you see all down this street. The lamps are lit, the glass has the signature of the Lanternwrights and the Emberglass Foundry. You see that this road is fresh, clean compared to the rest of the town and
Mhm.
the rest of the city. The cobbled streets have been washed recently and not by the sooty, smoggy rain that is normally found in Veridia, but actually by the people and the tailors that frequent and have shops here. They have a certain sense of pride. They don't want that dirt getting on their clothing, obviously. So they have a sense of pride in this part of town where every morning they chip in, sweep the dust and wash the dust away with buckets of water from the local pump, and then they open up their shops. And as you're looking at the various shops down here, you see some with bright red patterns out the front, some with green patterns, some with blue, one with white. Most of it tailors of XYZ, tailors of ABC, or ABC tailors, whatever the names of these shops are. And it's around about this point that you are fairly confident that you know what you're looking for. A double-sided cloak.
Would be what I'm looking for.
Well, it's you, Jeff, that's looking for this item.
Yep.
Jeff needs a cloak of billowing.
I'm gonna look for said cloak with a 20 investigation.
With an investigation of 20? Oh,
Yep, I'm just gonna be peering through windows.
You find several shops with some really nice looking cloaks. Most of them seem to be a little above your price range at the moment.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you're talking 15, 20 gold pieces just for the single cloaks, like the normal ones. You're talking about 40 to 50 gold pieces for designer ones. You're talking hundreds of gold pieces for other designer cloaks, but you are seeing them all and you're trying to judge which would be the best shop to go into. And then you see it. You see one shop that stands out from all the others. It looks to be the oldest on the road. It looks to be the one with the most variety of clothing. Looks to be a very, very enticing shop indeed. And as you approach, you read the name of the shop as it reads Clockwork Clothing. Well-established brand in this city.
I do believe it's fate. Clockwork Cadaver, Clockwork Clothes. They both have clockwork in the name, so I'm gonna go on in.
Is Severin gonna say or do anything?
They get a pastry.
No, he's just gonna let Jeff continue on with his little idea and shit.
Fair enough. As you enter into the Clockwork Clothing store, you see a younger woman, probably the apprentice, sitting behind the counter, looking like she is utterly bored. You open the door and close it behind you, and she looks up. Welcome to Clockwork Clothing. How can I help you?
Well, hey there, Missy. I need a cloak. Well, not obviously because you don't know me, but I need a cloak. It has one side being in a darker shade of black, and the other side in a not black shade. Doesn't really matter what kind of shade it is. It just needs to not be black.
So you're looking for a double-lined cloak, one that's reversible,
Yeah.
yes?
Yep.
They're on the
that's
second
exactly what I
shelf.
want.
Second shelf at the back on the rack, and you'll find them hanging up. We've got a variety of 3 different colours and 1 tartan. Your choice.
Okay. Lovely. Lovely to hear it. Jeff's gonna go over to the cloaks and he's gonna start thumbing through them.
You see blue on the outside, you see one that is black on the outside, and you see one that is white on the outside, and you see one that is a tartan red on the outside, and then on the inside of each of those it is essentially their opposite colours. So the black one has a white inside, the white one has a black inside, and the red tartan cloak has a green tartan on the inside. The blue one
I'm gonna go.
seems to have a yellow inner lining.
Okay. I'm gonna go. How many black were there? Or there's just one?
There's just the one that's on display.
I'm gonna grab the black one and I'm gonna turn to the little lady and be like, "Hey, is there like a fitting room I can go and try this on in anywhere?"
It's a cloak. Just put it
He's
on
gonna
over
give,
your
like, a
current
little-
clothes, please.
Oh,
We have a mirror
I
here.
would, but I'm a little shy. So if
You do not need
If
to
they're-
take anything off. Just Try it on. I'm
And
not in the
he's
mood
gonna
for this
walk
shit this morning.
He's gonna walk over to the side and
Customer services.
out of view of anybody.
You're the only other person in the
And
shop.
okay, well, out of view of the lady at the counter.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna put the cloak on, pull out my genie bottle, uncork it, and hop right in.
There is now a bottle sitting in the aisle of the Clockwork
I said out of
clothing
view.
store. Yeah,
So
it's out of view.
hopefully
But
she doesn't know. Okay.
it's out of view.
And then I am going to go into a closet and really hope that I have a cloak in my bottle. And I'm going to do a good old switcheroo.
Do you have a cloak in your bottle though?
Can I roll for it?
Yeah.
Oh my
you
god,
can,
he's gonna.
you can roll a D100, and I know what I'm looking for in order for you to have one.
76 get it.
No,
Nope. Okay.
you do not
I'm
have
going to,
a suitable switch.
I am going to put the cloak into my bottle.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to get out of my bottle and cork it, put it back in my pocket, and just say, well, that one didn't fit. And I'm going to walk out really quickly and run away.
Well, if it didn't fit, where are you going?
I'm going to keep running.
He's stolen it. Oh, well.
Far.
He's way too chill about this. She does not give a damn.
She'll get paid.
About a minute after you
Oh.
step out of the shop, you see coming up the road 2 members of the Grey Mantle Constabulary.
Oh, God. I'm just going to start running.
As they are patrolling this street.
I'm going to start running through an alleyway.
I need to roll a perception check for the 2 Grey Mantles because, well, one's going to roll a perception check. Nope. The other one's going to roll an intelligence check.
Severin's definitely would have been outside, so he wouldn't have been in there, but he would have been a little, just around a spot he could just stand and look around. Seeing Jeff bolt out of the thing, he's like, oh, I don't like that. And then notices the Grey Mantle, he's like, yeah, he's so screwed.
As you dart behind the alley, one of the Grey Mantles is seemingly just chill and casually talking to people, saying hello, waving at people as they walk in by. The second one seems to have clocked you running into the alley, out of the shop and into the alley. He pulls out a whistle and starts blowing it.
Oh, you're screwed.
Oh, good fucking lord. By the god.
You have one opportunity before they turn the corner. What are you doing to get away from the Grey Mantle Constabulary officer that is giving chase?
Okay. One opportunity is in I can only do one thing.
Yes.
Okay, so theoretically, if I were to summon somebody and tell them to run away with my bottle back to the Clockwork Cadaver and set it very gently down on a table, would that count as one action?
Oh,
That
don't know.
would count as an action, but you are going to have to word that very, very specifically for Wilson.
Okay.
Easy, it's a bit dumb.
Alright. I'm gonna put my hands together, and I'm gonna say, oh, great and wonderful best friend, I summon thee, Wilson!
Wilson unceremoniously appears in front of you, almost half picking his nose.
Okay, little buddy. Alright, I need you to listen to the words that are coming out my face really, really, really carefully. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. I pull out the bottle, and I say, Wilson, I need you to take this bottle, head to the Clockwork Cadaver, and set it down on a table very carefully, and don't break it, please. It's very special to me. Okay? I do not want you to stop for anyone. I do not want you to set it down prior to getting it to the Clockwork Cadaver, and I want you to walk very carefully.
He is going to, as you are finishing this sentence, he is going to make a sleight of hand check. Can you roll a perception
What?
check for me, please? Because I've just rolled 18 on Wilson's sleight of hand.
I'll wipe this bogey on you.
Oh, it's worse than that, with an 18 if he fails.
Oh god.
Beats it with an 18.
You spot it, indeed you do. Oh,
So I spot.
as you are finishing your sentence, he reaches out to try and cheekily take the bottle off you straight off the bat. Almost succeeds. You spot it, but are you stopping him?
Can I get an insight to see why he's trying to snatch the bottle off the bat?
You don't need
Does he
an
have
insight
some
for
kind
that. You gave him an instruction.
Mischievous.
You gave him an
Oh.
instruction, and he's following it to the letter, and he's trying to take that bottle and take it to the Clockwork Cadaver.
Oh, well, then that's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to stop that.
He takes the bottle from your hands and starts walking away
then-
with it.
I am going to sprint out of the alley as I give him the bottle and start running in a different direction.
What?
Huh? Huh? What? Wait, but you're not in the ball. Wait.
Yeah.
That's because he can't go back into the bottle today.
Oh yeah, no, it's one time per.
Yep.
I have a different plan.
It's a
It's
See,
one.
it's
It's
a-
one time per day. He hasn't been in bottle today.
yeah,
I
he did.
I
Oh,
did.
okay.
The bottle,
He
the cloak.
went in and put the cloak in there.
Oh yeah, of course
Yeah.
he did. Right. Okay.
Yep. So I'm sprinting in another direction, while
right.
Wilson is going away to carefully bring the bottle to the Clockwork Cadaver and set it down very carefully
on
on
the
a table.
table. It's going to take him about 2 hours.
That's okay. Fine by me.
Severin,
Keeps getting distracted by
Yeah.
what are you doing at this point as you see an
Seeing
imp
that,
walking out with a bottle in his hands as this Grey Mantle Constabulary member turns the corner?
let's see. Having seen that Kane is now going to get a telepathic message saying, "Got a and this is he's not saying out loud, so it's in his head and he's hearing it in his. Saying,
Mhm.
got a copy of the disc and works. Got to wait around for it. Might be able to help out with the plan later on. Jeff seems to be up to some shit. Might have an issue. Tell you later when we get back to the tavern."
Am I able to
Okay.
respond to this?
I think it works as like a message, so yeah, you should be able to
Yes.
respond to it.
Okay.
Basically 25 words or less.
25 words? Okay. What the fuck? Are the first three. Then, okay, we have a plan. Really bad one.
Fun.
What the hell is he doing? And I can't ask that, and then it just stops because he was gonna ask
Well,
if they should
that's
come
fine
up.
because the moment your message is complete, the tooth vanishes.
Yep.
And Severin gonna go, okay. Because he had essentially felt it regrow into his jaw, so he's like, okay, yep, we might not survive this. And then he's just gonna watch, just stand there, acting normal, as he watches the imp go on by, and then I guess he probably would see Jeff going by as well. And if any of the Grey Mantles come near him or pass by, he's just gonna give a polite nod. Evening.
Yep. Good afternoon. And they carry on.
Are the Grey Mantles chasing me?
They are, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna keep running.
You need to ask the question.
Keep running. What's your movement speed? 30 feet?
My movement speed is 30 feet.
If you get captured, tell him you're mentally disturbed.
Okay,
You hear the consciousness.
I would like you to make a dexterity check as you are darting through the crowds off the street parallel to Cotton Road, running through various crowds in a busy...
That's going to be a 9.
You're darting about and you're bumping into people, and eventually someone basically puts their arms out and stops you in your tracks as you're running through this busily crowded street. Grey Mantles coming up behind you, and they are going to 1d20 plus 2 make a perception check on a 14, and the other one... No, the other one's still not interested in the chase, really. He's just running after his colleagues still. But on a 14, make a... You've come to a complete halt as you've run into people and someone's stopped you. Make a stealth check to see if you can hide in the crowd. You've got to beat a 14.
I got a 15.
You manage to slip into the crowd and get away.
Lovely.
As you see the 2 Grey Mantles turn, stop blowing their whistle, and walk away, looking rather annoyed. But it's coming to a time where you need to make your way back to plastics and vinyls.
Jeff is going to head back to the shop, not the clothing shop, the vinyl shop.
Okay, as you make your way back, getting on the tram, you miraculously manage to get the same tram as your colleague, your partner in crime. Not that he partook in any.
Oh, hey there, buddy.
What in the blazing hells were you thinking?
What? What are you talking about?
You bolted out of that shop like it was on fire. One of the Grey Mantles clearly clocked you and was making his way towards you.
Yeah, well, honestly, I was a little curious about that too. I didn't know it was illegal to get some morning exercise in. And Jeff's gonna scratch his head.
Normally, when someone runs out of a shop, it means they stole something.
Yeah.
And that would usually raise the eye of any nearby Grey Mantles to go investigate.
Yeah, I suppose that would make sense. I mean, he leans in real close to Severin and he goes, "Well, between you and me, I did, but
I kind of figured that much.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see how they misinterpreted it.
I'm also guessing you gave it to Williamson. I've seen him straighten on by as well.
Well, I will say it is vanished without a trace, and there's no evidence of anything on my person. But a magician never reveals their secrets.
Aaron, a preschooler would figure out your secrets.
Well, only if they were a really smart preschooler. And I haven't met any really smart preschoolers. Have you?
I haven't really met any in general. I don't really.
Well, you should keep it that way. There's no reason for any of us to meet preschoolers.
Kids are a bit annoying half the time.
I do concur.
No.
Love this.
Anyways,
going
what's
into
new on your
the
front?
vinyl shop with me or anything?
I suppose I'll go.
As you arrive at the final stop off of the brass tram line, you step out and you make your way back to plastics and vinyls.
Yeah, before he fully gets over to it, he's going to go, "You coming in or are you going to stay out here and wait?" It shouldn't be too long.
I'll come in. Are you gonna do the whole do that I found you with?
Yeah, it's going to be needed. So I'll give you 5 gold to be silent.
And Jeff takes that gold, slams it in his pocket.
Yeah, you get 2 gold now. I'll give you 3 when we get back to the tavern. So if you talk, you're going to lose it.
Lose the 2 or lose the 3?
All.
And Jeff is going to take the 2 gold and follow Severin into the shop.
Severin will expend a spell slot and he'll disguise himself again. Same thing. Short blonde hair.
Yep.
Collection all. And he's gonna walk in.
You're back.
Early or by the sound of that, I seem to be relatively on time.
Yes. Well, we close in about 30 minutes, so that's good timing, sir. Now, regarding your blank disc mold thing, with the memories on it, yes?
Yes.
Well, I had to test the audio, and what I heard wasn't really
Ah.
anything to do with your wife. So, what I would like to ask is, shall we say, a discretionary supplement on top?
Mm,
The service is only 1 gold for the restoration, but for a discretionary fee, shall we say, 5 silver.
How about you make it an extra gold, and if you have any receipts or documents on this interaction and such, they go missing?
It's an interesting proposition. Or how about an alternative option? Because what it seems like you have is, well, let's just say, interesting. No, don't get me wrong. Everyone each to their own. But especially people of your kind with secrets to keep, I imagine, that you really don't want this getting out. So 2 gold. I'll make sure the receipts are non-existent. You can have your copy of the disc, and you can walk out of here. Or, considering this is a copy of a copy, I imagine that you are well aware of what's on here, and you're after something, so I can make you a trade. I destroy the disc, take the 2 gold, there's no receipts in existence, and I give you a blank disc.
That
How
might
does...
suit my needs a little better.
And there we have it. The truth gone. And he takes the disc that he's made, and in front of your eyes, he smashes it on the counter and breaks it in half. He then takes one of the handwritten receipts that he has, and he puts it into a small device that he then shreds the paper as he turns the handle. There we go. 2 gold.
And he will reach into his pocket, pull out 2 gold, and set it onto the table or counter.
He reaches under the counter and pulls out another disc, one that he had already prepared, surprisingly with the crystalline structures in the right place from the mould that he had been given, and hands you a blank disc.
Pleasure doing business with you. And Theron reaches out, takes the disc, and slips it into his inside coat pocket.
I imagine that you're actually looking for the master copy of this, aren't you?
Let's say, hypothetically, that would be possibly accurate.
Well, each of those discs have a serial number imprinted into them. Copies do not. So your ruse will work for so long before it's discovered. Just letting you know.
Well, if that's the case, then hopefully, when it comes to the time of them taking a look at it, it'll already be done.
Good. Hopefully it'll be nice and clean, but well, whatever the truth is, this seems to be one secret that you don't want buried. So good luck. It's about time some of the little guys got the win for once. So I'm rooting for you. Just don't tell anyone.
Jeff is gonna give him a bow.
He nods. And you walk out with a blank disc in hand and head back towards the Clockwork Cadaver.
Yep, and same thing. The moment he gets out of sight of the shop, he will drop his visage.
Excellent. We cut back across to those that are on the rooftops. And if you look at the map that is on the screen now, you will see the crossroads where the trams cross over each other and where the lamps have not yet been upgraded.
I'm still thinking cannibal plan or the cannibal run is going to be the best option.
As you are
Honestly,
As you are scouting the area, I would like you to roll me investigation or perception, your choice.
Okay.
Oh, perception all the way. Paladin is dumb as hat. Fucking.
I will do
Natural 2 for a 5.
9.
Oh my god, we suck.
We suck so much.
So
You
Cannibal
bad.
run.
literally, all you can see at the crossroads are the shop names of the Copper Gear Works, the Brassworks Manufactory, and the Ironclad Foundry at these crossroads. You're looking around and you're not seeing any point of height advantage here. You're not
Yeah.
even paying that much attention other than a couple of manhole covers in the road. You're not
I don't
really
think we're paying
seeing.
attention.
You're not
We've
really
already
paying.
figured out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Would you like
Are the guys still there?
what, guys?
We were at the crossroads before, weren't we?
No.
When-
You were at the tunnel exit
Oh yes.
before, and you've followed
Okay.
the path. You came across the tram tracks, and you're now seeing the tram tracks at the crossroads.
Yes. Okay. Great. Continue what you were saying before.
So it's at this point where you've rolled a perception, and one of you's rolled an investigation, and you haven't spotted anything so far. Maybe you need to swap roles.
Okay. I will
That's-
roll a perception check.
Great, I have a +1 to investigation. No, never, not a +1, a -1 because I have a -1 to intelligence. No, brother, how have I gotten the best roll with my worst stat? No, this is actual.
The vinyl maker dude is so far off. This party is not going to be able to enact a perfect plan.
No, we
No,
are.
no.
You paladins have
Cannibal
a perfect plan.
Yeah, I'll cannibal ballistic smart weapon.
On an
I'll plan-
11, you notice the street names. The fact that this is the main crossroads. The fact that there are the tram tracks in the road. And you notice that Boiler Walk seems to be rather warm, with a couple of steam vents either side, and one in the middle of the tracks underneath it. But other than that, you don't find much more information other than the fact that the lamps here haven't yet been updated.
Ooh, I have a question, actually,
Yes.
because I can make our whole plan so much worse. By the way,
Yes.
so from what we know, and we know of the positioning that and the route they're going to take, are they going to cross 7? Are they going to go over Boiler Walk?
You would know that they are coming from the west and heading east.
Okay, so not going over Boiler Walk.
No.
Okay. Are there any steam vents that let's say for funny's sake, if I use ballistic Mike using fire on a forge going at like 80 miles an hour downwards to make an explosion, is there steam vents there possible to do this?
On the route that this carriage would be taking, not here. It is possible that it might stop over one of the manhole covers that's in the middle of the road, of the crossroads. But this is a very, very open area where the reliance on a dense population of a market like streets with a couple of factories and people walking around makes it the most opportunistic time for a change of guard.
So if it's a wooden carriage and I go through it, there's a very slight chance that I'm going to go through wooden carriage and then straight through a sewer lid and end up in the sewers.
You do realise that your journey on the rooftops has ended here, as you cannot really continue further. This would be a ground assault, or
To be grounded.
a ground sneak and swap point. But other than that, you don't find up any more information.
Okay.
I vote for the catball plan.
Let's actually, while we're on the roof, let's
Actually discuss it before Jeff comes up with another idea. Let's call it.
Let's not.
No, be mean to him. Wonderful guy, really funny. His ideas are interesting, but let's
Yeah.
actually. He sits down for this. And if it's still raining here, if I'm able to, I'm just gonna cast shape water so none of it actually me, so it just starts bubbling up above me.
Yeah, fair. It is still raining for you.
I'm just gonna bubble both of us quickly, so we're just like no rain, we're just chilling.
So we can either do stealthy assault, and let's be honest,
We're not stealthy at all.
No. Heavy
Like-
armor.
Medium armor, but I carry 2 weapons, and I am only loud. You can ask people at the docks. I am loud.
I'm literally made of metal.
That's true. If we can make them have a detour, I have an idea. If we can make them using conjure cover to take a detour to 7.
Down Boiler Walk, essentially, which
Down-
is the name of
down
that whole
Boiler
street.
Walk. Down Boiler Walk. There is a steam vent there. If I use Ballistic Smite and make it fire, there's a good possibility we could blow up the carriage. Counterintuitive, probably the disc will be destroyed.
Right. But what are the dangers of causing civilian casualties with an explosion on a steam vent?
Okay, I did not think that far.
Okay. So we've got an option where we go to the Rook Bridge, cast Shield of Faith, cast Ballistic Spike, get in for the carriage the top way, give you the disc, put you in the bottle, we'll yeet the disc, and that way, if I get caught, I don't have the disc. They can't prove I've done anything except fall off a roof.
Yeah.
Versus your plan to potentially cause catastrophic casualties to the innocents.
I'm saying this is like a Plan Z kind of idea. Like,
Okay,
last ditch.
We will keep your plan as an emergency, but I still think we've got a really solid plan with the Shield of Faith, Ballistic Smite, Fire, or Acid through the top of the carriage, give you the disc, put you in the bottle, yeet you away, and at worst, I get done for being clumsy because I fell off a roof.
oh my god, we can make this so much worse with the other one. I don't go into the ball. I stay on your back. You smash through the carriage. I switch out the discs. We have Jeff's imp companion take my bottle and bring me away. Because I can only go into the bottle one time.
Okay, that would work. And like I say, the backup plan is, if they get a bit annoyed, I can just say I fell off the roof.
Exactly.
I'm a trainee runner.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we have a high plan.
I think we do. This stealth assault is really good, but the other one is way better. Let's go pitch it to the guys,
Let's do this shit.
and let's see what happens.
As you
Let's note this.
surrounded by your bubble still as you make your way back to the Clockwork Cadaver, discussing the options of what you've investigated, you all arrive with maybe 45 minutes or so between each of you turning up. And you see Lillian standing there behind the bar serving what could only be described as an orangey liquid in a glass to a gentleman.
Drink a Lucozade.
We should probably take a back room for this, shouldn't we?
Yes.
All right.
Jess is gonna look up and see the other two walk in and be like, "Oh, well, hello. Let's go in the back and talk in the cellar."
Absolutely. I use shape water to just push, as I get inside, push the water away and just outside.
Fair enough. You do that, and the water runs off of you outside the building before you step in.
And so
Is Wilson at the tavern currently?
Wilson is indeed at the Clockwork Cadaver, and he has indeed set your bottle down on the
he
table.
drinking?
I'm going to grab my bottle.
He is not drinking.
Wilson's the type of guy to start drinking after a day like this.
Lillian de Cruel
gonna-
refuses to serve Wilson.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm going to grab my bottle from Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna tell him to follow us down into the cellar.
Okay, Wilson. Wilson follows you down into the cellar as you all look around and you see a couple more casks, a few barrels, and those are same old crates at the back.
Damn crap. Anyways, so how'd everybody's mission go?
Well, we have a plan, and we have a backup plan.
And we have a backup plan for that
And a
plan.
backup. Okay. I also have a plan and maybe
Please
a
don't tell me
backup
it's a
plan.
clone. Please don't tell me it's a clone.
But I'll let you guys speak first. I will say, could not acquire my cloak, but I did one slightly worse, and I do have a cloak.
Okay.
Deep,
Just want that to be
deep
known.
sigh comes from Kane as he hears he has a cloak. Before this, actually, you sent me a message. I forgot your character's name, not Jeff.
Severin.
Severin, you sent me a message saying,
1 second.
Jeff. Yep. Well, let's talk out the
Sorry,
plan.
had a sneeze.
Oh, all good. You sent me a message earlier saying that Jeff is doing something. What the hell happened?
We went well.
1 second.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Honestly, I have no clue. He was on his little idea for his glass cape idea, and I went along with it for a little bit because I needed to blow a little time. My plan for the copy of the disc was going to take about a couple hours or so. I had to wait till like around 5 for to be ready to close up. So I just tagged along with his little shenanigans and such.
You have
But
one job,
we have
just to keep.
we have the
trouble.
disc.
We have the disc, okay.
Well, I'm
Please
sorry,
don't.
but I ain't his mama, nor
My
his
mama.
father.
I think his
My
mother
mama
gave up.
is long gone in a different place.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, and I don't need a babysitter. All right, I'm pretty sure I caused the least bit of trouble out of everybody.
Ain't caused any trouble.
You know,
We can go. No trouble here.
yeah, no trouble happened. None at all.
I want to incite them bitches.
Yeah, I want to.
Yep. Roll your insight check, and that will be compared against your deception.
This makes sense.
Excellent. Give Kane a meaningful
I'm
look.
going to spend another luck point and get advantage.
That
Oh well, that
is.
didn't help much at all.
Who got the highest number? Oh,
Meets
I got
it.
12 from the meets it. Beats it.
Jeff, you determine there is something, but you can't tell what. But there is definitely something there to this.
Jeff is gonna put his foot up on the crate, stomp it down, and be like, "What the hell did you do?"
We have a plan. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yes, but I also want to know what you did.
Okay. So, you want to know the plan? We have an amazing plan.
Oh yeah, no, we do. This plan, we need Wilson. Wilson is needed for this.
Okay.
21 for insight.
Oh, on a 21 for insight, you know shit went down, but they're not telling you at the moment what it is.
So Severin's going to essentially lock eyes with each of them as his slowly squint, and then he's just going to just like nod of, all right, I'm going to find out eventually.
Are you
Right now.
constipated?
Let's just continue on with this.
Okay.
All right. You
So
want
we
me to
need
send-
Wilson for our plan.
Yes. We need
Okay.
Wilson for the plan.
For what?
We're
Okay.
Who wants to say? Which one of us wants to say? Do you want to say or do you want?
No, you go ahead.
It doesn't matter which one says it. Just
This is a brilliant plan. So, the idea behind this plan, we're not going to use the sneaky way. While they're in a carriage, going towards the destination, we found a rooftop where the runners are, and where they're going to pass. We're going to use this is the plan that we came up with. We're going to use Hexalon as a battering ram. He's going to cast Shield of Fate on himself. I'm going to cast Ballistic Smite on him. I'm going to jump on top of him, and we're going to jump down from 48 feet straight through the carriage. We're going to grab the disc, change it out for the replica. I'm going to go my bottle that I have. I am a genie warlock. I'm going to go my ball. Wilson's going to pick up my ball and fly away.
And how do you expect my lovable little Wilson to get into the carriage with you to pick up the bottle?
Well, I'll run out of the carriage.
Okay.
I'll run out of the carriage. He's going to pick up my ball once I go inside of it with the disc that we want.
That's a good start, but here's the rub. This is all on assuming that the disc is going to be out in clear sight for you to grab. We don't know who's going to be holding said disc and how it's going to be stored. Could be in a locked box, it could be in a pocket, it could be out in the open on a seat. We don't know.
Metal Kitty, how conceivable would it be to put the whole carriage inside of a bottle?
Not possible.
Yeah,
Not
no.
possible.
Not
Got it.
possible at all.
It has to be only equipped or in your pocket, something that you can essentially carry
Okay.
that can go in with you into the bottle.
Okay.
And I cannot carry a carriage.
Yeah.
Here.
It also would have other life forms, so that would make it automatically can't be done at this moment.
Our plan is foolproof because no matter where the disc is, by the time I've come through the roof of that carriage from a 45-foot drop with ballistic smite and shield of faith, I'm going to break whatever that disc is in, or I'm going to destroy said disc, which would solve all our problems.
But
Wait, so what's on the desk in the first place?
I don't know if we know.
say a better version of what we've seen from Jane, essentially.
Okay.
And
Well-
Miss Liliana did say that if the disc goes missing, they will react. If the disc breaks, they're going to act. So if
Act
we
on
give them a
what?
disc, we just switch it out with this one. It'll take them a bit to check it to make sure it is as it is. But hopefully by the time they do that, it'll already be where it needs to be. And we will be away from it.
You know, how are you guys going to go about aiming this? I assume it can't be a speeding carriage. Get the right angle on.
Well, from where we were, there's a lot of turns in this, so they're going to be going slow by assumption because that disc is very valuable.
If we can rig it to have them go where we want them to go, we can always just set up a little blockade, maybe
Oh my god, yes.
a broken wagon in a little broken pull wagon with some vegetables or something in the way.
Do we have cabbages?
We could probably get cabbages. We are a bar, but this is good because if they are still, there is a 100% success rate. We can also aim it. We can aim it to where the people who would be carrying the disc, we can follow them going and set up the ambush when they get there. Or two of us can be following, which would be me and Hexalon.
We're sure that this has the disc, this carriage.
I mean,
There's a lot of assuming going on. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, no. To be fair, all plans are made from assumption.
But if we don't go ahead with that cannibal plan, there is another cannibal plan. Basically, shield of faith, ballistic smite, blade, or acid. Go through the roof. Give the disc to Ken. Ken goes in the bottle. I then yeet said bottle. Ken gets away. And if I get caught, I can just tell them I'm a trainee runner who fell off the roof.
And also, if we just
Experimental trainee runner Warforged.
see, but this would be good because if you guys were creating a diversion with a carriage, and even if they're just walking normally, going down the street, this plan will still work because we're going to create such a distraction for this to happen that we can easily either knock them out or kill them. Well, preferably knocking them out,
Yeah, killing them would cause a
Yeah, that would
bit of
be
a
a whole
alarm for them,
riot.
and they're going to start looking and searching the
It's a little
town of City.
okay.
And
So,
if
Cool.
even if they're walking, we can knock them out with this or create a diversion, get the disc.
You hear a knocking on the cellar door before Lillian opens it and walks in. Well, boys, you have guests upstairs.
Who are they?
Let's just say an interested
Severn,
party.
Severn's going to kind of
Oh,
lift up a bit and go, "Please tell me it's not a gnome."
He did ask for someone by the name of Jeff.
oh, good God.
Okay, Jeff,
Jeff
Why
is
maybe
the
gonna
you
go up.
stay down
nine?
here. Jeff, maybe you stay down here for now. Let's
Jeff's gonna go up the steps.
Jeff, stop! I'm gonna pull him down. I'm gonna drag him down. I'm gonna drag Jeff down before he gets up there. You
That's crazy.
stay.
Well, they were asking for me.
What? I heard a really weird message that you were doing something.
Well, I don't have any evidence of anything on me. You can search me if you want.
I
Jeff's gonna
really
hold up his hands.
don't believe you, but oddly do. Just let someone else go up first.
Fine. You go first then, Mr. Plan Man.
Sure. I just walk
He's
up.
gonna wag his hand at him.
As you walk up the stairs, you are greeted by a group of maybe 6 gnomes that have all turned up.
I know fun.
I just look back knowing exactly who was talking about gnomes.
Well, who
Dear
is it?
God.
Is there a Jeff down there?
It's a bunch. I opened up the door. It's a bunch of gnomes.
Depends on who's asking.
Jeff's gonna walk up the stairs. Well, I'm Jeff.
I'm just gonna
Yes,
push them back
you
down.
are. Now we're here for a quick negotiation, shall we say.
Okay. Negotiation. What's we negotiating about?
Oh, you wanted this, didn't you? And he holds the Z3 adamantine cog in his hand.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Kane just
Deep
slow
blood
turns to him.
in the basement.
Well, I suppose we could do our negotiating down in the cellar.
Very well.
God,
Come on, lads.
Jeff's gonna lead them down into the cellar.
You lead them
Kane's
down
gonna
into
grab
the
a
cellar.
bottle.
And that is
Walk
where
down.
we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you,
Gosh.
everyone, for listening and watching the stream. It has been an absolute blast hearing about the party's plans for the upcoming heist, of which there are 2 more days after this. We will continue this conversation with the gnomes at the beginning of the next episode before we head to the next day, because that might get a bit violent.
well, I will say, if we could get enough to enhance Hexalon, he will be able to take the hit of the fall.
Adamantine shell around the automaton.
No,
Count me in.
it's an adamantine cog,
It's just a cog.
just a cog, worth 1,200 gold pieces. And on that note, the stream is ending. Goodbye, everyone.
Violent. Is it gonna get violent for us and the gnomes?